On this episode, we reflect back on the past 7 years and bring you along in the parks with us to celebrate our 700th episode. Today's September 6th, 2024, and this episode is 700 of the Main Street Magic Podcast.
Jeremy and Rhonda are more than a little fond of Disney World, so they made this podcast to share it all with you. Reports and resorts, top 10 lists of all sorts, Main Street Magic's bringing it home for you.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Main Street Magic. I am your host, Jeremy Stein, and as always, I'm joined by my lovely wife, Rhonda.
Hey guys! Make sure you check us out on the web at mainstmagic.com, as well as follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at mainstmagic, and on TikTok at MSM Podcast.
If you want to be part of the community and join the conversation, in addition to live streams from the parks and our weekly live show, head to Facebook and search for the Main Street Magic community and ask to join.
And don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you can get brand new episodes every Tuesday and Friday.
Planning a trip to Disneyland or Walt Disney World can be overwhelming and at times just downright frustrating. But don't worry, because Mouse Dining removes the frustration of booking Disney dining reservations, alerting you when they spot availability for your desired restaurant, date, meal, and time. Visit msmfriends.com to use this free service. Whether you're ready for your next Disney destination vacation or your first, our trusted partner, MEI-Travel, will handle the planning so you can focus on the memories. They offer free vacation planning services and have nearly 20 years of experience creating memorable Disney vacations. Visit mainstmagic.com/travel for a fee-free, no-obligation quote today.
So congratulations, Jeremy, on 700 episodes that you personally have for sure recorded.
Well, you know, the crazy part is I have been on every single episode.
Yeah, I know.
So, and there's actually more than 700 because we've had like some bonuses, and we used to do that toy box series, which was kind of like
we sure did.
Hodgepodge, and then we moved that to something else, and then it kind of just went away. We like once a quarter we do the Q&As, which is a little bit more similar to that. But I'd have to count, but out of 700, you've probably done at least 600 of those suckers with me. So congratulations to you as well.
Thanks.
700, 7 years.
Yeah.
That's absolutely insane.
That's amazing. I think for my reasoning, amazing is because like a lot of times they just unfortunately can't and don't last.
No, you know, the average podcast lasts 6 episodes. So we've done at least 694 better than that. So that's good. No, a lot of podcasts do not make it to 700. That's for sure. And I mean, the only reason we have is one, you and I get along, so that's very helpful.
Well,
most of the time.
And I agree with that, but I think our number one should be to all you listening, and thank you, because just like I say, be nice to cast members, because we wouldn't be able to go to Disney without them. We wouldn't have this 700th podcast without y'all. Yeah, so we 100%. Truly appreciate y'all.
Yeah. And that's what I was going to say, you know, is I've said so many times like, oh, we'd still do this even if no one listened. That's not true. Why would we?
We would still talk about the trips like we always do. And even while we're walking in the park, sometimes we have conversations on stuff that, again, it's just...
Yeah, so we would be doing the same thing.
Just
we wouldn't just be putting it out to the world in a structured format.
Correct.
So before we get into really, I guess, what today's episode is going to be in the bulk of it, I did reach out to our Facebook community, and in place of the weekly poll that we usually do, I just asked out of curiosity, and because, you know, we've done everything we can over the 7 years and 700 episodes to take positive, negative, whatever it may be about the show and apply it.
Yes.
You know, and so I went out and asked, you know, what are your favorite types of episodes?
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
To people that listen.
Okay.
Because if there's a certain one that nobody mentions, then we might want to, you know, think about, do we continue to do those? But there are so many responses that I can't read them all.
Oh, wow.
But some of the topics or episode, you know, categories that were the most popular, food reviews.
Oh, yeah.
And what's neat is that, I get to see the numbers behind these. I get to see the download numbers.
Okay.
I get to see the trends. And, I can always see that food episodes do very, very well.
Nice.
And I think whether you're a foodie or not,
right,
you want to hear about that. It's a major part of everyone's life. I spend most waking moments thinking about what I'm going to eat next and what type of ice cream I'm going to have in the evening, or whatever kind of sweets are coming my way. So those are huge. People really love the top 10 lists.
Nice.
And the ones like we did recently with the sounds, those are some of my favorites.
Yeah.
Personally, I love putting those together. Bracket challenges, people really love. Before I do read a couple comments, because I just grabbed a few. Honestly, I didn't handpick them or anything. There were so many wonderful comments that I just went and randomly grabbed a couple. What are your favorite episodes to record or talk about? Do you have specific ones that you really enjoy?
Yeah, usually trip reviews to me.
Those are my favorites.
And then I would say the food as well.
Yeah.
Because I don't consider myself a foodie, but I
say that.
consider you a foodie. So
you're an accessory to foodie.
by marriage. Like I didn't love basketball until I married you.
Yeah.
So.
But I can guarantee if we go back 600 episodes and we listen to a food review one, the input that you gave then is so much less than what you do now. Just based on, you know what I mean? Like, because, you've grown so much about food and learned. And the more we eat, the more we can compare. I like the trip reviews because to me, they feel the most real.
Yeah.
Because they have usually, other than, reading off a menu or some details in those bullet points, they really are us just talking about it.
Yes.
As opposed to some of the ones that are more structured. The top 10 lists have much more of a structure behind them, research, things like that, where the trip reviews are just like, let's tell people about our trip the same way. We went out for coffee with a friend this morning. If we had 2 hours with her and she said, tell me about food and wine and everything you ate.
Yeah. Basically,
we would have spewed what we spewed on this last episode, all about food and wine, right?
Yes.
So let's get into a couple of the comments. The first one is from Gary. I don't know if it's Johnson. I don't know. Have you ever heard of this person?
Are you talking about
Gary?
Oh my gosh.
This one I did handpick for sure. Which, if we were talking about favorite types of episodes, the favorite thing, try not to get emotional. That's weird.
Oh my goodness.
Well, there's a lot more behind all of it.
Okay.
Obviously, with my life recently, one of the best things is the people we've met.
Yes.
Like Gary.
Yes.
I mean, he's become one of my best friends, which is crazy. I've met the guy once in person, but we chat through Messenger every single day. And through my journey the past 6 months with sobriety and all.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Today is 6 months.
Yep.
He's been a huge part of that.
That's awesome.
And he's
Thank
one of the
you,
people.
Gary.
Yeah, he's one of the people that I've shared things with, that I've shared with you, but not really publicly with a lot of people. Just about where I was in life and how bad things had gotten. And he's one of those people. Along with Lucy, who we've mentioned plenty of times, and my other best friend, one of my other best friends, Matt. So that's one of the things, and it's just incredible how this silly little podcast has brought people together.
Oh yeah.
And not only brought people into our lives, but brought people into each other's lives through the podcast. And it's one of those things when you start something like this, at least for me, I don't know if it was for you, you don't even really think of that. If there were 10 people that I think you and I interact with on a daily basis, not counting your clients or anything, 8 to 9 of those have probably come to us because of this podcast and the community that has built itself around it, which is really cool. So I am going to read Gary's comment though. He said he loves food, and Rhonda laughing uncontrollably. I do love that as well. And resort reviews, especially the non-Disney ones, they're so useful to let everyone know there's a world of hotels outside the bubble.
And especially for him coming from the UK, because a lot of times, when our UK friends do come over, they do come for a couple of weeks, not just a few days or, when I say a few days, 7 to 10, you're looking at more. Usually
like minimum of 14 days.
Right. minimum. Exactly. So
and Disney builds the packages that way.
Yeah.
You know, it makes it the most affordable in a sense to them to do
100%.
things that way. So yeah, just so cool. All that. From Shannon said, I love the brackets, especially for anything parks, resorts, food related, especially when you have a third person on as a tiebreaker. Definitely something we need to make sure we do in all future brackets. It brings, I think, a whole new level to it.
Yeah.
Because we get that insight from people that aren't us, because they have to listen to us all the time. You know, so let's get some insights from some other folks. Then she said, I always play along at home with my own bracket. I also love the episodes with your girls and their opinions and discussion. If we could keep the girls in a room with us for more than an hour, then we could have them on an episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, can't really do that. So Christy says, I love your trip reviews, different places to visit and try. I follow your advice in so many ways, like the camping at Fort Wilderness. My grandkids loved it so much, and the Hoop-de-Doo review. That was awesome. You and Rhonda have such a great way of explaining and detailing food, fun, and how to do it right. Love y'all.
Oh, thanks,
very
Christy.
Sweet. Thank you, Christy. Sean says, tips episodes about unique circumstances, like when it rains, when it's hot, big groups, taking someone new.
Nice.
I love to hear that.
I do too.
Because, you know, I know sometimes when we're sitting down and trying to figure out a schedule or coming up with notes, you know, sometimes like I look at those and I'm like, are we really about to do in 45 minutes on what to do if it rains? That seems a little absurd, but it's not always common sense, right?
Yeah.
So I love to hear that that is valuable to someone.
And then most recently, when we did literally like get completely soaked and stuff.
Because we didn't listen to this episode.
Well, no, I was going to say you realize that you really do need to seek shelter or something. Because when you do get wet and then the sun comes out and you're drenched to the bone, that's not fun. You want to go. You want to leave. Yeah. And if you don't want to leave, then, you know, then take all the tips and tricks we tell you.
And it is one of those things, you know, we look at it because we are not only lucky and fortunate enough to visit Disney all the time, but live in Florida in general.
Correct.
You know, and the weather where we are is so similar to Orlando, you know, and if you're not from this area or regions that do what it does here, you know, you might think, okay, so it's going to rain every day. Cool. Well, I'll see that coming and I'll just go ahead and head back to the room. No, you won't. You know, we proved that at Food and Wine when we were stuck under that umbrella at the Spanish booth, right?
Yes.
It will come out of nowhere with no warning, even if you know it's coming. It's going to come quicker than you ever imagined.
Yeah.
So,
because it will look black around you and it won't come. And then, so it's just, anyways.
Yeah. David said, any type of review, usually food or attractions, new or updated, basically whenever something changes and you both are on top of it to inform listeners, especially those not living in Central Florida. Thank you for your dedication.
Thank you.
You are welcome. Thank you for your dedication for listening.
Yes.
Another one from Amy, who is another person, her and Chuck, who have come into our lives that have made a huge difference. Not only in our lives, but in the podcast and our, you know, recent partnership with MEI-Travel. So Amy said, I like the fun episodes, bracket challenges, would you rather, top 10, create your own, fill in the blank, etc.
Yeah.
Stacy says, love the would you rather episode recently. Hubby, who is also a Jeremy. I bet he is very intelligent and handsome. And I are leaving for Disney Sunday and are driving for the first time. Can't wait to play the same games with him. Definitely save some episodes for Disney Drive playlist for the 11-hour trek. Whew. Also, congratulations on 700 episodes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Stacy. I'd love to hear that too.
Yeah.
There's a family, the Bell family, who you learned of most recently because they actually interacted with Athena. And you know, they've told me like they listen. They live locally. I think they're maybe an hour or so away. Okay. I can't remember exactly where they are. But you know, they say like they'll listen to the podcast sometimes heading to Disney. And their son Noah is always wearing a Be Nice to Cast Members hat.
I love it.
Which is so funny because that's what Athena noticed.
That's awesome.
And said she loved his hat. And then it was like, oh, we know Rhonda and Jeremy. You know Rhonda and Jeremy. So
that's awesome.
I love stuff like that. And then finally, last one I just grabbed was Ellen said top 10 would you rather and eat ride in each park. Those are the ones that are a lot of fun for my son and I to play along with in the car. And my son has had your intro and your ad sponsors memorized for quite some time to recite with you.
Oh,
I love that.
I do too.
Hello to Ellen's son, if you're listening right now.
Yes.
And if you would like to recite any of those ads or sponsors as you just go around your daily life, go ahead. That just helps. That helps spread the love. So today's episode is going to be something that we've never done. And these milestone ones, it's always hard to figure out a way to make it special. Mm-hmm. So what we decided to do was do it in the parks. Mm-hmm. And we have figured out, well, we've tried to figure out a lot of ways to record in the parks that is not obtrusive, not only to us just handling it, but to the folks around us.
Yes. To
cast members.
Yes.
You know, I don't want security to have to take an extra second of their time because, you know, I got a bag full of wires or something that looks a little weird.
Right.
So I actually figured out this system that we used to use for our road trip series in the car. Mm-hmm. And I figured out I could take those same wireless microphones and transmitter and plug them into my phone. Mm-hmm. And I downloaded an app from Shure, microphone company, and they do audio and all this kind of stuff. These are the mics we're using right now, are Shure SM58s.
Okay.
I think, yeah, 58s. And that I could plug that into my phone, and I tested, and I was like, this sounds really cool. But what I thought was so neat about it is it comes off almost... the sound comes off almost documentary style.
Oh.
That's
kind of cool.
When I was traveling with my brother a lot, we were actually working on something that was going to be kind of documentary.
Okay.
That if everything had gone through, we were going to try and submit it to like ESPN or something and see if they'd pick something up. Just never came through, but it was cool because it was when he was with DeMatha High School, and Coach Jones, who was there at the time, I put a mic on him for a whole weekend, for like 3-4 days, before they had one of their biggest matchups with their biggest rival. And I was able to film and sit on the sideline, but hear everything that he did. And it's amazing to get like inside of a huddle or to get inside somebody's head like that. And so that's kind of how this, I think, came out. And so the plan was we would go in each park and have a set series of questions. Mm-hmm. And you'll hear that very much, how organized it is on our first park, which was Epcot. And then you'll hear as we go on throughout the other parks in Disney Springs, I realized that I could press record and just stick the phone in my pocket on lock. And we could just go about our day and, for the most part, interact with each other as we normally do. Mm-hmm. And it would just record that. Mm-hmm. And then I went back and I went through all of that because it was hours of audio and pulled out some stuff that I thought was either fun or we still kind of went through those questions a little bit, you know, as we went to each park. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to set you up for the first one, which was Epcot.
Okay. And
decided we would put these in the order that we recorded them in because sometimes we'll reference back to an earlier one. So we did Epcot. Then we'll have Magic Kingdom, Animal Kingdom, Disney Springs, and finish with Hollywood Studios. What you'll hear, well, you know what? We'll talk about it as we intro each park. So first, let's sit down with the very organized Epcot, where we sat in World Celebration and had a conversation about these couple of questions. Welcome to our Epcot portion of our 700th episode. Woo. So this is the first park we're recording from for this episode. So I think what we'll do is when we edit this down is just do them in the order that we recorded them, right? Because normally when we do these types of things, we like to do it in the order that the park's open. So we'd start with Magic, go to Epcot, move on to Hollywood, you know, go to Animal Kingdom and all.
Right.
But we're not going to record in that order, and in case we have to reference back and forth, we'll just do it the way that it's happening this weekend.
Okay.
But we're sitting here in World Celebration at Epcot. It is the second day of the Food and Wine Festival.
Yes, it is.
And what we thought would be fun for our 700th episode, which is insane that we're that far, is go through all these different, you know, questions and kind of ideas that are specific to each park. So we'll just start off and, like, Rhonda, what is the one thing that makes you think of Epcot?
I always used to, I still kind of do just because I'm me, but the ball.
Okay. Spaceship Earth.
I know, everybody
Yep.
hates it saying the ball, but it is.
This is a giant ball.
It is.
Yeah. So that's the one thing that makes you think of Epcot?
Yeah, and then just like coming in and then, I don't know, just the festivals for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, that's the main, if you were like, what's the one thing? I'm like, that to me is the one thing. I mean, you do. You have your each icon park, but I don't even know if I would say.
It's hard to look past the icons.
But I don't even
really.
know if I would say, if we were at Magic right now, if you were like, what is it? I would possibly be like.
Well, hold on.
I know.
Don't give us your Magic
I know.
one.
So,
we're going to get to that tomorrow,
all
right? Later in this episode.
What is yours?
I mean, yeah, it's hard to deny that. I don't know, because, like, how do you feel about where we're sitting right now with World Celebration?
I think it's amazing, and I love this setting. But it's so new that it's not what I think about it as Epcot.
No, but
so,
do you wish? Are you cool with this being the replacement for what we used to have with the Fountain of Nations and with the original entrance and all that we came through? And as you walk through this area,
yeah, I think I am.
I like it. I like it a
so.
lot. I wish we could have both. I mean, you're going to say that about everything, I do wish that sometimes there was an opportunity. That's why I'm really excited about the expansion for Magic Kingdom with Villains Land.
Yes.
Because a lot of what we've seen is, over the past decade, is losing something for something else.
Right.
And here, we lost the fountain, and we lost a lot of that old school Epcot vibe for this. But I love this area, and there aren't areas in any of the other parks that you can just come and chill. And as we look around, it's not full, but there's a lot of people that are just relaxing with their coffee. They grab the muffin or something for breakfast.
Yep.
They're planning out their day. We've seen people working.
Yeah.
This is our friend John Self's go-to spot
yes,
when it's
it is.
a little bit cooler, to come over here and do some work. So
it's not bad in the shade, which that's where we're sitting.
No. Yeah, I think for me it's the World Showcase Lagoon. As you walk up to the entrance of the World Showcase, and you have your port of entries, and you're making that decision if you go right to Canada, do you go left to Mexico?
Okay.
Which do you suggest? It's changed now. We used to go right to Canada because we were heading straight to Rose and Crown to get a drink.
Yeah. I still think I'd go.
We still kind of go that way, don't we?
Yeah.
Which way do you want to go today? We might want to hit Mexico first for our food and wine.
Okay.
So we might head that direction and work our way back around.
Okay.
But do you have a favorite memory specifically from Epcot? Like, is there a moment you think back to?
Oh, wow.
Of this
you
park
have
specifically?
One in your brain already?
I don't.
Oh, okay.
I think that Epcot's a hard one. I think for the other parks, a lot of my memories will tie back to having the girls with us.
Yeah.
And Epcot, while we certainly frequented it with the girls, I don't think it was a park that we hit as much as we do now. And that was prior to Cosmic Rewind, which is a go-to now for us to come to Epcot. So I don't know that I have really just that specific standout memory here. I think we're still kind of making them because it's been in such a flux over the years. But festivals, I think yesterday I built some core memories, walking around with friends doing food and wine with a whole big group of folks, going around and kind of trying stuff. It's always fun to do food and wine with people that everybody can try the dishes and
yes.
talk about them. You have the conversation over it. Yeah. And it's not just going, eating, and then being like, all right, let's go get the next one.
Yeah.
We hung out in Sunshine Seasons for an hour and a half, just sitting around, just, BSing and talking and stuff.
I think one of, I guess would be a core memory for me and a very fun and enjoyable memory would be when we went to lunch, I believe it was with Steve and Tony at
Spice Road Table.
Spice Road Table.
That was so much fun.
And that was just so neat because that was, I think, one of the major first times that we did stuff really outside and sat down with cast members that
it really was.
Really became friends.
Yeah.
That I almost felt funny and weird, but I just remember wow. I mean, I think just if I sat down with stars, everybody's people. It comes down to that.
Yeah, that was
it was
wonderful.
really
That's
cool.
a great one.
So,
Yeah, I actually love that one. You're right. And it was one of those, you come to Disney and you have to plan so much, and a lot of those moments that you plan become the moments that you're going to remember. Mm-hmm. But the ones that really, really stick out, and I'll save my Hollywood Studios one, are the ones that you had no idea that were going to happen, like that dinner, at Spice Road Table. It wasn't planned, it was last minute, we were all hanging out, and they met up with us, and we're like, you guys want to eat? Sure, let's eat. What's available? Spice Road Table. Because I think, was that the time that we were trying to go to Le Cellier, and the walk-up was available, and as soon as we got close enough, it wouldn't let us book it. Steve was trying to get it. It wouldn't let us book it because we were too far away. And as soon as we got within, they were all gone. And remember, Steve walked in to just be like, hey, this is what we're trying to do. Is there any chance? And they were like, no. And then I think we ended up with Spice Road Table.
Maybe.
And it was awesome.
Yeah.
So that sticks out. I'm excited for my Hollywood Studios one when we get to that.
Okay.
All right. Like I just said, we've seen a lot of things close to bring us something new.
Uh-huh.
We would all love expansions like we're going to get with Villains Land over at Magic Kingdom, but everything else that's coming is a replacement. We're replacing Dino Land, we're replacing either Monsters Inc. or Launch Bay. We're going to replace Tom Sawyer's Island in the Rivers of America. So let's talk about replacing. If you were to be here in Epcot and the decision came to you, you got to replace one attraction here. What would you replace and what would you want to see go in there? Now, it can either be a full teardown, and we're not going to go theme park shuffle and dig into it. We can get very, broad, but it can either be a full teardown or it can be a refurb in the sense of Splash Mountain turning into Tiana's. Is there an attraction? It can be any attraction, doesn't have to be a ride. It can be any attraction here that you think, if they had made that D23 announcement that it was going away and this was coming in, what would you look at?
My brain's immediately going to Test Track.
Well, we're getting that. So you would go with a whole other direction. You would tear it to the ground. Okay.
Possibly.
What would you put in its place? IP-wise, because
I know that. So
Disney's never. That question's been coming up.
My brain, I feel like, wants to say Zootopia, but I already know.
In Epcot?
I know, that's right. I think.
Okay, let's add this. It has to fit.
I know. The only reason that I feel like it could almost fit is because of the train
in there. Oh, the monorail comes through Epcot like it's the train coming through, and then would you put a monorail stop there? That would let you off in a Zootopia,
That'd be cool.
Small Zootopia land.
But I don't know.
I mean, I gotta say, it doesn't fit at all.
No, you're right.
There's no way to make it fit. But if anybody did, Disney would.
Yeah.
Because you know what else didn't fit here at first? Guardians of the Galaxy.
Right. Cosmic Rewind.
And they did such a wonderful job.
Yeah.
They need to beef up security because every time we try and go there, the cosmic generator gets stolen.
Yeah.
And we got to go save the galaxy again. One time, just want to stroll through Wonders of Xandar and not have to save the galaxy. But Tal Merrick needs our help.
Yeah.
And so we will do it. I mean, the easiest answer is Coco. The easiest fit is Coco to go with Grand Fiesta Tour.
Yes.
But the problem, and I'm obviously not an Imagineer.
Right.
I'm not even close to coming up with an idea that I could write on a napkin that would ever get. But the thing that a lot of people don't think about, and that Disney obviously and the Imagineers do think about, is everything that goes around it. Would Coco fit over Grand Fiesta in Mexico in the pyramid? Of course.
Yeah.
I can't think of a better attraction in all of Walt Disney World and a better IP that you could just swap. Except you have to look at everything around it. You can't put an e-ticket ride in there because there is not a queue that is built for it.
Right.
Even with
Nobody
virtual
would
queue.
Want to eat there because it'd be.
You'd have to blow out the restaurant. Like literally, you would have to take
I wouldn't want
San
that.
Angel Inn out.
Yeah.
You would have to redo everything in there. You would lose more than you would gain.
Yeah.
So at this point, if Coco is something you want to do, you're going to have to go to Disneyland because they're going to be able to build it, in the space that they need.
Right.
And we can talk when we record from Magic Kingdom, from Tom Sawyer Island. We can talk a little bit more about the replacement and kind of why that was chosen. But those are the things that Imagineers obviously think about, and not everybody else does. It not only does it have to fit, but it has to work within that space.
Yeah.
So keeping with attractions and what currently is here, what attraction, if you had to, all right, let's just say whether it was just, you know, Mr. Beast comes to you and he says,
goodness, Mr. Beast.
all right, $1 million, half of it, you know, you have to live in one attraction in Epcot for a week. Now, food and stuff can be brought to you, but let's take where that attraction is and the food that's surrounded into consideration. If you could live in one attraction in one area in Epcot for a week, Mr. Beast is going to have $1 million on the line. He's going to give you $500,000, and $500,000 he's going to donate to our favorite charity, right?
Okay.
What attraction are you living in? And if you want for Epcot, we could even say which pavilion, which showcase
I
pavilion.
just started to say, because wait a minute, like, I'm thinking of bathrooms.
And you got to take that into account.
I'm thinking like,
Now, if it is a single attraction, let's just say you said Cosmic Rewind for some reason, right?
right.
Again, food from that land or area will be brought to you for your dining. So there's not a lot going on over there, right? Festivals aside, you're going to be eating anything from Joffrey's, or you're going to be eating pretzels and ice cream bars for the most part if you chose that. So, I mean, my answer is easy. It's the Mexican Pavilion. It would be Grand Fiesta. If I converted that boat to a bed, I'd sleep on that sucker at night while it made the rounds, let it rock me to sleep.
Oh my gosh.
Right? I've got all the food I want. I don't even have to, they don't even have to go outside the pyramid. I'll eat from San Angel Inn for breakfast, lunch, and dinner those 7 days, and I'm happy as can be.
All right, well, I think I'm gonna say the Frozen.
Frozen Ever After.
Yeah.
You got,
Yeah, because I've got the awesome cold bathrooms there. I've got
yeah,
Norway, so all the food.
you got all the akershus you want.
All of it, and then even the schoolhouse right there.
You eating that every morning for breakfast, a little schoolhouse bread?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't
School
know.
bread, not schoolhouse, just school bread.
Yeah, something. But they have all the treats in there.
Yeah.
They have coffee, which I can have.
That's a good pick.
I would probably snuggle up with Sven. Just kidding.
Yeah, you could.
I don't know. Like, yeah, I'm like thinking like,
If he said, all right, I'm only gonna give you like, I don't know, like a lot less money, is there one that you would just be like, nope, no chance, no, I wouldn't do it for anything. Like, I wouldn't live in that attraction for a week no matter what. I wouldn't live in the American Pavilion. So I'm not eating Regal Eagle for breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day. Anywhere else, I think I could get by.
okay.
I could, but I think I would get bored in there. Unless I guess the Voices of Liberty could sing you to bed every night.
I guess.
Lullabies.
But, I mean, a week's not very long. You'd really
It is if you're stuck in an attraction or a land
Okay.
and you can't leave and they're bringing you the food. I mean, and the thing is, we're talking attraction. You're not getting access to the remainder of the land other than to go to the bathroom. You know, I mean, we could even take Norway and say, you know, you gotta, you know, again, they have to bring everything in. You're not going to Akershus to eat. They're bringing Akershus to you.
Right, and I just
inside
love
of Frozen Ever After,
right,
for
and
example.
I just love that. Like, I could sleep in the trading with what's his face.
What, with Oaken?
Yeah.
I do like that interior queue there where you're
Yeah.
like, you know, I want to go outside. Okay, I can't, but I can feel like I'm outside.
Right.
Which you would get the same with Mexico. All right, if you could take any attraction here and base a movie off of it, turn it into a movie, is there something that you would do? Now, every attraction here, for the most part, has a movie. There's very few that do not. But what do you think about taking an attraction that would become a great movie?
Sort of like Living with the Land, but that's
I think
probably a movie.
that could be pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like you already have technically like movies out there, but to make one specifically, I think
Around
would
that
be cool.
attraction,
Yeah.
Living with the Land could work. It could have a sense even of time travel, you know, of going back to
Yeah.
the way things had started and the way they
Yeah.
progressed throughout. Soarin' would be an interesting one because of the locations and destination. And here's the thing: if Disney takes an idea on an attraction like Soarin', you know, they could turn that into anything. All of a sudden, it's like Soarin' starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. and it's a, you know, whatever, secret agent spy movie, and he has to go to all these, you know, locations of, you know, world-renowned, what's the word I'm thinking of? Oh my goodness. You know, you've got to go to all these places like the Taj Mahal, and because you have to like solve this puzzle to help save the world around it, right? So you got to go to all these places. You got to go to the
like
pyramids.
National.
Landmarks and monuments is what I meant to say.
No, but I'm like saying like the National and Treasury.
Yeah, honestly, it would be just like that. It'd be a new version of National Treasure. And you're going to all these crazy like landmarks and stuff to get through that. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right, you could have dinner with any Disney character in Epcot. Who are you having dinner with? And where are you having dinner within Epcot?
Do you have one in mind?
I don't. I would, off the top of my head, I know we talked about this recently on the Would You Rather Chat GPT episode.
Yeah.
Anna or the cast of Frozen at Acker
Yeah, and that's what I was thinking too. But then I was like, well, let me not go that route because we just talked about it.
We did. Because, I mean, Donald in Mexico, I don't know, man, he might end up flipping a table or something. And then I'd feel bad if I ordered the duck.
Aww.
So you got to be careful with the animal characters, right?
And then I think we already had Garden Grill, so that's almost hard.
That's a cool thing. Yeah, I mean, you do get to dine with characters, but I'm thinking like a sit down, you know, like they're at the table with you and you got an hour of their time and however that communication works back and forth, but it works. And you can talk with them and you can pick their brain and you can ask them about their life and all. What do you think you would choose?
Yeah, that's...
Good question, isn't it?
It is, and I'm thinking of like, I'm probably thinking Le Cellier. Mm-hmm. But I'm trying to think.
And again, it doesn't have to be within, like it doesn't, I chose Elsa and Anna within Akershus, but I could pick Elsa and Anna at Le Cellier. You know, I mean, it can be anything. They don't have to match up.
I would probably do Le Cellier, and I'd probably like to talk to Minnie.
Minnie?
Yeah.
That would be a nice sit down.
And find out like, how does she like being Mickey's second and like?
That'd be a good one.
How
I like
she
that. Give her some spotlight, right?
Yeah.
Minnie gets a little overshadowed sometimes. I mean, they bring a lot, I think, to her, but
of course.
You know, I mean, Minnie's as old as Mickey, and nobody really talks about that. I don't think she gets enough credit sometimes. And she's got the best outfits out of anybody.
Right, and she's always by his side, and like, you know, just like, I love you with all my heart, but sometimes
more people would probably rather sit down to dinner with you than me.
No, but I'm saying sometimes like I get annoyed. I'd like to know what goes on behind the scenes with Minnie and Mickey.
Oh, you want the dirt. You want the tea from Minnie. You're like, yeah, does he snore? Like, does he bite his toenails or something weird or gross? Like, does he forget to put the seat down? Like, and then do they use regular toilets is another question. Or is it some form of litter box?
Oh gosh, that's a mouse.
What used to be in Toontown over in Magic Kingdom in their houses? Remember they had their houses there. I don't remember a bathroom in there.
No.
So I don't know, they might just go outside. But no, that's funny. You want the dirt and the tea of like.
Well, I mean, just like, and about everything. Like, I mean, about all how she enjoys the parks.
Yeah.
And like,
well, now I want to ask Anna. Be like, all right, come on. I know you guys made up, right? Like, what's up with Elsa? Like, what really drives you crazy about her? Well, now for the rest of these questions, because we do the same ones at every park, now I just want to know all the dirt and the tea. And then, okay, let's just say she says, everything's peachy keen. That was more Mickey, but you know, she says, everything's great. You're like, okay, come on, Minnie, it's just me and you. Phones are away, I'm not going to share anybody. Give me the real deal, right? I think there's only nice things to say.
I can't, no.
There's never only nice things to say.
No, because
about
then
people.
That's a true, real relationship.
That actually is pretty factual. You know, if you don't have some of those quips that annoys your partner, or right, or you don't have some of those arguments. I had friends in high school that started dating in high school, and then they went to college together. They dated all through college, and then they got married, and never once we saw them have an argument in front of us. All our good big group of friends. And I spent a lot of time with these people. And I remember during that time, I never said it to them, I said to one of my other best friends, I said, you know, I've never seen them fight, like, or even argue. It's like, that can't be good. And they got divorced. So you gotta have that sometimes, right? Sometimes you have your differences. It's working them out and talking about them that makes the difference.
Correct.
So, man, this went somewhere else, but I like that answer. So we're gonna wrap up here at Epcot. We will next be coming to you in the next segment. We'll be coming to you from Magic Kingdom over on Tom Sawyer's Island. We say goodbye to TSI and Rivers of America. After that, we will come to you from Animal Kingdom at Dino Land. And then after that, we will finish up this episode at Hollywood Studios, and we'll do our little part from both Launch Bay and we'll do our spot from Launch Bay and Muppets Courtyard, because we don't know which one we're losing yet.
That's right.
Which would you rather lose, Muppets Courtyard or Launch Bay?
I don't care.
If you say Muppets Courtyard, I will expose both your phone number and your private email to the world, so they can message you directly with hate.
I'm gonna say I don't care.
Yeah. What do you think Minnie thinks of Muppets? Would you ask her?
Yes, and I think she would be like, no.
I'd be like, if it was either her or Mickey, I'd be like, why did it take so long for y'all to get your due in an attraction at Walt Disney World in Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway? Why did that take forever?
There you go.
And you know why I bet both of them would say? Because they don't want the spotlight. That's the kind of answer they'd give. But I bet they don't want it in the way that they. I bet they're two very humble nieces. And yeah, I bet they don't want the fame. They would share the love around. So, all right, we're gonna wrap it up here from Epcot. And next up, you won't even notice. You won't even see us travel. Nothing, because the transition will be seamless in the edit. So next up, Magic Kingdom, Tom Sawyer's Island.
Next up is Magic Kingdom. And we wanted to visit the Liberty Bell, Tom Sawyer's Island, and the Rivers of America because we know that it's going away.
Yeah.
That was super, super cool.
That was so much fun.
Yeah.
And that's when we all of a sudden were like, you know what? From each park, why don't we record from things that are about to be extinct? You know, so we're like, we'll pick each park, because Epcot didn't really have anything, obviously. It's like, all right, we'll pick, each park. So let's do Tom Sawyer Island, and we'll go sit and we'll record. And then I figured out we could just walk and record and keep it in my pocket. So we turned on the mics and we rode the Liberty Bell, and we went to Tom Sawyer Island, and we got some ice cream sandwiches and a couple other things afterwards. And so what you'll hear is the slightly edited version. I tried to just cut out, fluff or just time when we weren't talking. And that's kind of what you'll hear. So you'll just hear it all strung together. But you'll hear us from the Liberty Bell. You'll hear us walking through Tom Sawyer's Island. And then you'll hear us kind of just, going through the rest of the park as we exited. One thing, if you didn't already realize from listening to these episodes that I talk a lot, once apparently I am in your ear in the parks, because I had to go back and listen to all this. Thank you for putting up with me, because I talk a lot. And I think it's something oddly I've become more comfortable with.
Okay.
Oddly enough over the past 6 months, because it keeps me out of being alone with my own thoughts.
Okay.
So instead now I blurt a lot of them out to you.
Yes, you do.
So,
because at one point I thought, are we recording? And you were like, no. And I was like,
You're like, oh, why are you still talking?
Well, because I feel like we were the way you were talking. And I was like, okay.
Funny enough, we were. I didn't realize it.
We were?
Yeah. So that is not included in it, but we're sitting waiting at Summer House. We get to the Disney Springs portion, and I'm listening through and I'm like, what on earth? So when you hear this, I swear there was silence in between a lot of these. I just cut that out, and you can't really tell, I hope. But here was our morning at Magic Kingdom.
All 3 levels of the boat are available. Welcome aboard, everybody.
Where would you like to go?
I'm already recording, so anything you say or do can and will be used against you in a court of law.
Oh, okay.
We can just go stand. Well, this will still be a little bit of shade at least.
So here we are on the Liberty Bell.
I know, we haven't been
of
on here in a
America.
while.
Oh,
When's the last time you think we were even on?
when it came back.
Which has been, I'd have to look up when it came back, so I don't have notes or anything on me.
And then we wrote it. And when I wrote it, I honestly couldn't remember the time before that
I think we've
wrote
only
it.
done it 2 or 3 times probably total, but I mean,
Because we did it with the girls, I think, when they were really young.
yes, I'm sure we did. But everything, I mean, all the parks need stuff like this. That's the only thing. Like we said before, like we were talking about at Epcot, Grand Fiesta.
Right.
Like you need these people absorbers, even if a ton of people don't get on.
Right.
That gives people a break, that gives them something to do. And
I mean, this is like, I know it's on a track, but this is a boat that really works.
I know.
What are they going to do with this boat?
I don't know.
Do they break it down? Do they?
Well, I don't know how you get it in or out, for one.
Right.
It'd be interesting to go back and you'd have to look at that. I mean, what do you do with it? I mean, you could move this to Riverside and put it there in the water.
Oh, that would be nice.
Could move it to Springs because you already have paddlefish,
Right.
which is the same type of thing.
I'd move it to Riverside.
Yeah, but it would just have to sit. I mean, I guess people could go on. Like,
I just started to say,
Just
but I
walk
think you
through
could
it, but
be
what
able
are you
to do
gonna do with
something. I don't know.
you could do events.
Yeah.
You'd have Boat Rights Kitchen and all right there, so you could technically pull out for events or something. But like I was saying before, when we were waiting for Haunted Mansion, like this is just such a vibe, and you're gonna lose all this.
Crazy.
That's the thing. I don't care about. Well, I don't care as much about losing Tom Sawyer Island in the Liberty Bell as you do about this aesthetic. Like we're, again, how are they going to back up to Liberty Square to Haunted Mansion? They'll make it float through Frontier.
Oh, 100%.
And with anything like this, Tom Sawyer's Island, people flip it out about Muppets, and everybody, since you're not on social,
Nope.
everybody wants to always go, oh, when's the last time you went on the Liberty Bell? It doesn't matter. Like, you can love something and not have to go on it every trip or
Right.
every moment of your life.
Right.
Like, you don't have to live and breathe it. Like,
Right.
we live and breathe the Haunted Mansion, or, like we want to go on Cosmic every single time. You don't have to do that
Right.
with every single ride.
Right.
You can still love it. So I think that's the problem, is that, people look at it. I know Disney looks at it a very different way, but people look at it like, well, yeah, of course they're going to get rid of the Liberty Bell and Tom Sawyer's Island. Nobody likes it. Well, that doesn't mean that.
Right.
So, I don't know. The way they're going to fill it in and all that.
That's going to be so crazy. Like right now, we're on the 3rd floor of this.
I know, it's 3. I forgot it's
Boat.
3 floors. This houses a lot of people. I
It
don't know what the capacity
does.
is.
And I can see the top of the castle.
Yeah.
Like, it's really cool.
It's also what I think, you saw people walking in while we were waiting to get on. But people walk up and go, what is this? Nobody knows what this is if you're coming, but that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you do your research, now, the people that dive deep obviously are going to know this exists, and maybe they work it into plans, but, there's a couple just walking by, and they looked over and they're like, oh, what's that? Let's go ask. They walk up, what is this? He goes, well, it's a boat that goes around the island here. And they're like, cool. And they come and get on.
Huh.
So, I mean, again, you
Yeah.
still need stuff like that.
Yeah.
That takes away. Now you're going to put, a family ride and an e-ticket attraction in all this
Yeah.
area. It's going to be slam.
Oh, yeah.
I don't worry as much about Disney making it fit into Frontierland.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're not going to have living cars zooming around in the Wild Wild West in that time period. But again, they find a way to make it fit in with the new storyline.
Right.
It's not going to be Radiator Square.
I just wonder what's going to be by the Haunted Mansion.
I know.
Because the Haunted Mansion over there, it is pretty quiet, I feel like.
It is when you're in the queue.
Yeah.
Is that going to back up and you're going to have, I can't imagine you're going to have views of Cars Land from the Haunted Mansion queue.
I hope not.
Whether you're looking at the backside of mountain or they do something with landscaping and foliage just to kind of make you
Right.
feel in there.
Right. Did you know it was on a track?
Not the first time we ever rode it. I honestly don't know if I knew it was on a track until we saw it drained. Because it's not very deep.
No.
And that's another thing of what do you do with this when it's. I mean, I just can't imagine that this thing goes into it. even with stuff like that, I hope they pay homage to even that bell or that
I
horn.
sure say, I mean, could you imagine them like completely like dismantling that?
No.
Engine room. Reverse one more. That's all bell line. Aye, aye, sir.
They sure make it seem
Line away.
like somebody's really steering it and all. I mean, you still have the steam.
It's a big area.
It's huge. I mean, that's the thing. When you look at it from up top, and you're just looking at the loop that really big is what cars land on.
Right.
Still beyond, like beyond Thunder, obviously, on the other side is where they'll put Villains Land. There's still a bunch of river there. So I wonder if they'll incorporate that, or if they'll fill that in.
Oh, what do you think will happen to the fish? Huh?
Relocate all the fish. Then as you get around to the backside where they're going to say Villains Land, doesn't mean they will fill in the water there. They might. All the stuff next to Bay Lake connects to Seven Seas Lagoon.
It really does.
Yeah, so that is another thing. If they got, like I was talking about Epcot. It's easy to say put Coco in Grand Fiesta Tour, but you got to deal with the queue. You got to deal with where you fit and all that. Well, here, it doesn't just because they have land doesn't mean they can build on it too.
Right.
They filled in a lot of swamp land, obviously, to build that. But doesn't mean all land that they can build upon, and they still have to have drainage. Like you have to factor in all that stuff.
Right.
That, us as just consumers and guests don't know or understand.
Right.
I'm totally scared.
There's a turtle. I hope he gets a new home. Uh-oh.
He has no idea. Swimming along. No, he got scared.
I started to say, uh-oh. I hope he doesn't get hurt. This thing can't hurt him, right?
Really, they did that show on here, Tiana's Jubilee, to promote Princess and the Frog back when it came out. They ran that here for a little bit. This opened in 73. It's been around 51 years. Oh, and I looked up, it's 450 people capacity, so it's not huge.
So 450 is a lot of freaking
if you
people.
think if this thing's going every 15 minutes, that's right. If it's going every 15, if it goes 4 times an hour, you're still putting 2,000 people through an hour. But you're never filling it.
Right.
Well, the train will go down again for a while, the way it did with Tron. Because this should contain right now, Cars Land should be contained within the train.
Okay.
But we'll see, there's still room to build a Villains Land within the train. Go behind New Fantasyland as opposed to looking behind Big Thunder.
Okay.
Still don't know if that's exactly where it's going to go. As we look out past the train, we're past Big Thunder now, but back in. So Cars Land will flood all of it. So will it be on the other side? And how will they treat that entrance? Are you going to have some sort of, portal or area that takes you through? I would hope the entrance would be between the tangled bathrooms and small ones.
Yeah.
But then they're going to want an in and an out. You know what I mean? You're not going to have one in and out in one location. So then you dump the other one over near possibly Storybook behind Ariel in the grotto.
Seeing all this stuff is so cute that I guess it's gonna go bye-bye.
Yep. Little fish jumping around in the water.
Yep.
And a lot of people have never seen this side. They don't even know this stuff.
There's an alligator, there's deer.
Yeah. We got deer throughout, then you have these little huts.
But is that also for the train ride?
Yes.
So how much will it be gone? Because you can have deer in the Wild West, so that little old man might go away.
I can't imagine any of this survives here, obviously.
And we have no date on when this is supposed to shut down or anything.
No, but they're supposed to start 125. They've already been pulling the permits and getting everything
I hope January 2nd, 2025. hair is all like the stuff up where it's like.
They're glad they shut all this down, but
Yep. Just to get working.
they'll get some notice of. You have to again think of how much stuff has to be that you don't even see
Yeah. Oh, I know.
before they start shutting stuff down.
Oh, look at all this. Indians and teepees and
Got those jungle cruise vibes around this
yeah.
section. I scrolled by a Facebook post I wish I wouldn't have seen from Walt Disney Group.
Why?
There was something in someone's room, very
No.
tiny, which sometimes is even scarier.
Yeah.
I think the tiny ones are the scariest. They can just sneak up. Never mind. I don't know why I brought it up.
Now you don't dream and don't have a dream.
I need to hide that post so I don't see it.
Yeah. If you have a dream and you
Picked it
punch
up.
me, that's gonna suck.
With all the commotion.
They don't think so. I also don't remember any dreams anymore. So that
You did the other night.
I did. Yeah. There's a couple. I'll vaguely remember some dreams, but not like I used to. I don't remember them. I can be dreaming something and I wake up and I have no idea what it was.
Huh.
But like my brain knows that something was happening, but it does. It can't pull it out of the Rolodex or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the playback tape got lost.
Look past the trees on the island.
Do you think they will leave signs?
Yeah,
Do you think there'll be little nods?
there'll be little Easter eggs and nods. I'm sure
too?
they do that with everything.
Right.
But you don't even feel like you're in Magic Kingdom anymore. You don't feel like you're anywhere. Actually, this all to me feels like
So, okay, yeah. But when I hear the bell
yes.
or the horn or the toot toot, the whatever.
Once Big Thunder goes by and
Oh, look, though. Makes me think of like, see the windmill and
Yeah.
they're like cracking it.
Yeah.
They're like, nah, it's going away. So
yeah,
don't need to fix it.
don't even paint over that.
Oh, wow.
What?
There's a little thing back here. It says keep out, but still.
Oh yeah. What's your favorite memory from Magic Kingdom?
Favorite
Overall.
memory.
Not just here, like not
Oh.
Tom Sawyer Island. We haven't been on Tom's. We have not been on here in a decade. I'd say.
Yeah.
Kids were little.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's.
You have to answer as we walk through a cave. You have to think of your favorite Magic Kingdom memory.
Do you
overall.
have one?
Probably going back to. I mean, it was before Lacey was even 3 because she was free when we did the dining plan, and we went to Cinderella Royal Table for the first time.
Yes, that would
And
okay.
did dinner.
That would probably be mine too.
Other than the havoc that it wreaked on Kaylin and I's stomachs.
No, it was mine.
It was all of ours, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
you rode. No. You rode
Oh, I took her.
on Splash Mountain with her, and I was unfortunately in the bathroom
Yes.
with Lacey.
I mean, how cool is this for kids? It helps that your shirt glows in the dark.
It really is because it is really hard to see right
I know.
And this thing, like,
Yeah.
what's in there? Oh gosh, I hope nobody.
So then, do you have a favorite memory from Magic specifically? I mean, obviously, there's so many.
There's so many. I think one of my favorite ones is when Happily Ever After came back.
Oh, that was great.
That was a really
That was like
good
July. We came July 3rd of that'd have been 2021, I think, at that point.
Yeah.
And yeah, we stood there on Main Street and watched it.
Yes.
That was good.
It was with Rachel, right? And the little girls that sat on the trash can.
No, that was separate. That was another
That was
time.
separate.
Yep.
That's a good memory.
Yeah.
Too.
What?
Yeah, I mean, and then just the castle. And
I can't really see, so I'm like
I
bumping
can't-
into stuff.
I can't either, man.
I think I forgot how this is. Okay, this is why they're shutting it down. This is just an accident waiting to happen through here.
This is very dark.
Oh, good. There's a bridge.
There's a bridge?
Yeah.
I don't remember this cave.
You know, I don't know that we've been through this specific one. This is super cool, though. It's so funny. I mean, here's things that exist for people that come all the time, and we haven't been here in a decade. So what makes you think of Magic Kingdom? Like the one thing. I mean, again, just in general, whether you're here, don't know if I can go. Is there a fork in the room, or can I go that way? It looks skinnier, and I'm not skinny, so none for everything I've eaten this weekend. Are you still here?
I can't see.
Marco,
Where are you?
Marco, did you go that? No, seriously,
I did.
where did you go?
Oh, God.
All I hear is your voice. Oh, God, here you are.
Does it just...
I think we live here now because I don't see it. I don't know if there's an ending. Is there literally? Oh, here's light at the end of the tunnel.
Literally.
All right, here we go.
Main Street.
Main Street.
Just the whole, and then that street. That is my what makes me think of magic,
Just
Main
coming
Street,
down Main Street,
and then the giant reveal of the castle. But the shops and the stuff and the Main Street, day, night.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Well, if we go when I went with Kaylin, when I took her up early, when your parents were doing that stuff in Georgia when they were staying there, and we went to okay, that is loud. No, when I took Kaylin up to where was it in Georgia with the haunted house, haunted hotel?
Americus.
Yeah. Well, Americus was that where the haunted hotel was actually in? Was Americus? Or somewhere around there. I can't even remember the name of it because it was so long ago now. But they had that little Main Street, and now if I see old school Main Streets anywhere else, I think of Magic Kingdom. I don't think of
Yeah.
And where I grew up had a Main Street.
Yeah.
I mean that's where everything was. That's where the shops and the stores all started. We had one traffic light for a while.
Do you think there's any animals that live on this island?
Yeah.
There's
one right there.
No, a raccoon.
Of course.
Or
Of course.
a deer.
They'd have to stay here. Did deer swim?
I don't know.
Look at all this. We seriously have not been through all of this
play
either.
area. It's a fort. Aww.
It's funny because you come here now without kids and you see all the great stuff for kids. But when we had the girls, I feel like we came over here and we as adults were just like, this is boring. Come on, kids. You know what I mean? You almost rush them through here.
Yeah.
Because we've always, me more than you, me, not you. I just have to be on the go. To think of coming here and just sitting and relaxing is almost foreign to me.
Right.
But I could now. I couldn't have done it a decade ago.
Right.
All right. If you had to replace any attraction here, this looks like a dead end. Or is it? I don't know, man. To be honest, they could turn this thing into they should film a horror movie here first. Holy moly. This is right for it. Is that what's happening? That's a bird. Ow. I can't even see steps. That's an owl. Hello. He's a small owl. My dad is Big Owl. He's had people write that. Every time he goes to Domino's, they write something weird. He says Al is his name. He's got an ALL, so they thought his name was All. He's actually got an OWL. They thought his name was Owl.
All right, let's
Al
see.
sounds like a guy in a biker gang.
We're going to Hickory Switchville.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Or Aunt Polly's refreshments.
Let's walk around and then we'll finish and rest at Aunt Polly's.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna need it after all these stairs. I'm wearing my knee brace today.
All right.
You have to replace one attraction.
One attraction.
What are you replacing? Because it's going to be Tomorrowland Speedway. I'm sure we both would choose that. But what would you put there? Is this got to fit with? See, the problem is that would have been right for a Cars attraction, but again, that would be much harder to fit within a Tomorrowland theme, which almost doesn't have a theme anymore. Did we already come here? Hey, little kids, Big Ben Parliament.
We did.
Do we walk through that way?
We can walk this way.
What time is this close? I don't know if I can find my way out of here beforehand. Same thing with people wanted a sugar rush. I think that's a walkway.
Yeah, it is.
Find the last recordings of Main Street Magic as we perish on Tom Sawyer's Island. Yeah, Sugar Rush.
Think people tried to stay here?
Oh, heck yeah. Wouldn't you?
What?
If you were somebody who was like, you
and
know
then
what?
Do they have to walk
I'm going to try and stay.
Yeah, man. And then the caves, and then what do you do? Just try to stay?
I would think.
Do you think there's cameras? There has to be.
Well, there's cameras everywhere, but I would also think they have heat sensor type cameras or you know what I mean?
Which one? Left or right?
We can go down this way and then we can attempt to walk across the bridge.
I hate this bridge.
The barrel bridge?
I always feel like I'm going to fall in. I don't like it.
Okay, what are you putting in? Just in general.
Oh, sorry.
Just say Tomorrowland. Or what would you do with Stitch's Great Escape?
Make it stitch something stitch.
Heck yeah. All right, barrels. Maybe recording as we were going through this wasn't the best idea.
Oh, God.
Lordy.
Oh, see?
Yeah, this is okay.
You're
That's
going to
not-
get wet.
Oh God. This is like
I've been wet enough this
it is
week.
not that is not made for my knee.
Oh, honey, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good. Sheesh.
I'm going to jump on it. Ready?
Please do. Okay. Go for it. And we lost Rhonda.
Oh, God, now I feel dizzy. Oh, look, there's little refreshment.
Yeah.
Coke things. Is this thing floating or am I imagining?
No, this is not a floating dock. So I don't think we ever did figure out what we would put over to fit Tomorrowland.
Well,
That's the problem. Because you could, I mean, honestly, Space Ranger spin, gone. Right? Tomorrowland Speedway, gone. Take out Stitch's Great Escape, gone. You have an entire Tomorrowland to build around what you've done with Tron. That's the thing.
this is the most perfect spot to see the Haunted Mansion in all
Yeah,
its
it is.
glory.
I'm telling you, this even though
That's
nobody
beautiful.
comes here. But like I said, if you had open Aunt Polly's on a regular basis and you had seasonal specialty treats that you
Yep.
could only get here, you drive traffic over here. But it still was never going to be enough to keep this for what it is. I mean, this land is way too valuable of a space
Yes, it is.
to not put stuff in here.
Yeah.
Or you could live in any attraction. I live on Tom Sawyer Island.
Oh, absolutely.
Before this goes away, man.
Yeah.
Like, can you like?
Because there's bathrooms here. I would just need food brought in. Oh, well, I would want some air conditioning though.
Wait, can you access Polly's kitchen?
I just started saying, can you go in there?
All right, so we live on Tom Sawyer's Island. Could you stay on this island for a week? Food was provided.
That or the Haunted Mansion.
You would live in the Haunted Mansion.
I
for
could
a
live in
week.
the Haunted Mansion for a week.
What would you do in there
I don't know.
all day?
Everything.
Are you assuming that they're going to turn the lights on for you?
I don't know. I forget what's a facade and what's real. What have they told us that's
The whole thing's a facade. There's a giant
Facade.
show building behind it.
the side is the only real part, right? Where the glass, it looks like the atrium is.
Yeah, I believe so. I mean,
I
it's
don't
not
know.
it's not an attraction, but obviously the Cinderella suite. But that's not an attraction. That's too easy, right? Say you would just live
yeah.
there.
Yeah. That would be cool though, to live there for a week. Come down, just do everything. I wonder, like, that's where I would be like with Mr. Beast. Like, I'd live here for a year. And every day I would get to put on a different, like, costume. Even all the way down to a janitor's where I'm sweeping up stuff.
You're just living inside Magic Kingdom in general and working a different job every day for a year.
Yeah.
That'd be a lot, man.
But you could probably pick. You could maybe pick, like, all right, for a week, I'm going to do the Haunted Mansion. For
Yeah.
this week, I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
And then go, I didn't like that, so I'm done. Oh, I did like that. I'm going to do it longer.
I have a feeling the week I'd spend in the suite in Cinderella Castle, I'd be like, all right, I'll go ahead and ride out the rest of the year here.
Could you imagine that? I would just do that and just give back. Like,
Well, that's what we said when we were doing this at Epcot is $1 million, half goes to you, half goes to your favorite charity.
I wouldn't need to go to me $1 million and you could give it to half to Disney, half
I
to,
think Disney's okay.
I'm sure, but I mean, like, or to our favorite charity. Because if you're telling me that for $1 million I could live in Cinderella's castle suite for a year, obviously this would have to be after the kids are gone. It'd have to take a lot more money because you'd miss things.
I'm aware. But that's
I'd
what I
want
love.
you.
That's what I love is that you always go so detailed with them, as opposed to just going very hypothetical. You like to put in like those types of things, but that's
Yeah.
what you would literally have to think of. It just,
I'd want you, and then I think, that'd That'd be neat to live here for a year inside Magic Kingdom and literally just give completely back, just work.
Yeah.
And it would be literally just sleeping in there. And it'd probably be sleeping, like, I'd try to hopefully get my 8 hours.
Do you get days off, though? You get days off from working? So you can just enjoy the park?
Yeah,
you don't get to see any other park
No.
for the year.
No.
You don't get to go to any resort. You don't get to leave.
Nope.
You don't get to go, other than riding Pirates, you don't get to go technically outside of the railroad tracks.
Oh, okay. Because I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah. We have a Haunted Mansion movie, right? Stemmed from original idea. We got a Pirates movie stemmed from Pirates franchise stemmed from original idea. Jungle Cruise stemmed from original idea. You have a Country Bear movie, remember, that stemmed from the Country Bear Jamboree.
Right.
As ridiculous as it was, one of the most ridiculous movies in the history of the world. You should watch it again.
I don't remember watching
It's so bad. Christopher Walken's in it.
That's funny.
And the bears are horrifying. Pretty much everything else is based around an IP. I mean, you'd literally have to go with a... there's nothing original technically left to base a movie off of. Unless you just did like in general Frontierland style movie, Adventureland style movie that incorporates all that. Oh, okay, let's go back to the living. What about
You said the living?
going back to living here?
Oh, living
what about the treehouse?
Oh yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be super cool.
Swiss Family Robinson treehouse? That would be cool.
It would be, but it wouldn't be cool because
No,
it'd be so
yeah,
hot.
the whole year you'd have to go back and forth. But I'm talking the cooler months. You go, that's the one you sleep in. They don't have a bed over there made for me though. I'd have to bring in my own mattress or something.
Yeah.
'Cause, yeah, that thing would be too much. You want to start to walk back towards it because we're gonna have the animal. Okay, so we're gonna do our Disney character one. You get to pick one Disney character and dine with them.
Stitch.
Where are you dining with Stitch at this park?
I'm gonna take out Stitch's Great Escape, and I'm going to put in.
You're gonna build.
I'm gonna put in what Lilo's. Where what's her face works, her sister. I'm gonna put in that restaurant, and I'm gonna eat there with him.
Okay. All right, but let's just pretend that doesn't exist. You're not allowed to just make up a restaurant. You have to pick an existing restaurant to dine with.
Maybe Beauty and the Beast.
Dine with Stitch. You'd do it over at the castle and be our guest?
Maybe,
See,
yeah.
I'd just go Belle and Beast and dine with them at the castle.
Yeah.
All right? And well, in Beast Castle, and be our guest. To be honest, I don't know that I would have much in common though, like dining with Cinderella and Cinderella Castle, right?
I know.
The royal table, like I don't know. I don't think that'd be that fun. At least I have something in common with Beast. Both hairy.
Okay.
Both somehow ended up with beautiful wives
Huh.
that are very nice and sweet and caring.
Aww.
And we're just beasts.
Yeah. But you're not mean, and you're not.
Yeah. It's a part where you feel like, no, you're not. You're just like, yeah, that is true.
No.
You are a bit of a beast.
Look at this.
I know. That is cool to see that. But we didn't go to the
Wow,
fort.
we
Let's
didn't
walk
go
over
to
to
the
the fort.
fort.
Yeah, let's go to the fort. Because let's be honest, we're never stepping foot on this island again.
Right.
Well, no, that's actually not true. We'll be here next Saturday for
Let's go
WDW
through
Radio
here.
meetup. We already went through that one.
Not
that
the
cave.
windmill?
Oh, the windmill.
That's a mine.
That wasn't mine.
That was not a.
Yeah. Oh, you can go up there. Oh, this is pretty cool. I seriously remember so little of this. That is how long
I
it's
know.
been. But how cool is that? We're getting to come do this.
Oh, wow. And it's your way out.
Yep. And you can walk back out and down. And at least if you lose your kid here, they can't get off the island.
Right.
They should do the
Which way
next
do we go?
Survivor here before they shut it down.
This is what I remember the most.
I do
because
too.
of the kids.
Yep. Yeah, it's coming in here to the Fort Langhorne, which is super duper cool.
Yeah, it is.
When you're a kid, at least me, when I was a little kid, like this is my dream area. Like this is where you play like with your friends and run around this thing. Imagine you had this sucker in your backyard.
Could you imagine?
Okay, so if anybody's wondering, this over here is very short. If you are 6'2", you will hit your head very hard on that. Where am I?
Look, you can go
A little dizzy.
Oh, because this is where you can look out. Oh God, I'm dizzy too.
Okay, this is not made for someone of my stature.
All right, careful. There's another door.
But the kids come here nowadays on here, like, I think it's cool because I grew up with, like, stuff like this was cool.
Right.
I mean, do you think the kid, like,
Yes.
you'd have to go ask one, like, do you think this is cool? He's going to be like, where's the iPad?
No, because I think they enjoy to get away from that, to be 1,000% honest.
Simpler times.
Yeah.
All right, I might not make it out of here alive going down these stairs. This definitely was not built by someone my size. All right, you want to check out a cave?
You mean the mine?
Oh, yeah, the mine.
We went to the cave.
Yeah. All right, well, you lead the way then, because apparently I don't know where we
I'm
were.
going to look in the blacksmith.
Yeah?
Because, like, there's chickens.
Yeah, there is. You got chickens in
There's
there.
a horse. Horses.
Here's the horses. Oh, wait, that's a mirror.
And there's a dog.
It sure is.
That's
Oh,
cool.
there you go. You could cook over that fire. Here's water.
Yeah.
Do you think that guy has a face? You can't see him. It's like
I
the
know.
little boy on Spaceship Earth.
Yeah.
They should have. They should pump some real horse
real-
noise into there.
Checkers.
Hmm.
And
I know
real
that is
checkers.
cool. You just gotta. Oh yeah, you can. No, you can't see
No,
from this
you
side.
can't
It's
see
gotta-
through, but there is a real window.
This is actually super cool.
Yeah, it is.
We should have come here more often. You could pack. Okay, you pack a little picnic lunch.
Yep.
Would you? Okay, let's just say. This was our first date when we lived around here, and I was like, I'm going to take you to the Magic Kingdom. You're like, that sounds amazing. And then I bring you here, and I break out a picnic lunch.
That'd be cool.
You sticking around, or
Yeah.
you like, I'm getting out of here?
Jeremy, come on, man. Remember when we literally, you took me to New York and you walked me around and you told
I
me
did.
that any other woman would have complained and like,
Any other woman that I had dated. I'm not saying any other woman on earth.
well,
I'm saying any of the ones that I had been stuck with.
obviously you know that I would like this.
Well, if I had known, I brought a picnic lunch.
Today?
Yep. I'm really only saying that because I'm starving.
Oh, yeah, we haven't eaten today. Where do we want to go
I ate half
to?
of a peanut butter and jelly
I
croissant
didn't
that
eat
was left
anything.
over. I almost ate some lasagna, to be honest. I was just going to start digging into that with my bare hands if I had to.
Ew. He gave us
I know,
knife
Shannon
and
was
fork.
nice enough and gave us a knife and fork. But I think that's because he was telling us to sell it at the bus stop.
But again, look
I
how
know.
big
It's huge.
how
The space
much
is huge.
there is.
So what they can do with this is going to be pretty unbelievable.
Yeah.
They utilize all this. All right, so we went in this cave. And we're going to the mine, correct?
No, yes, this is,
This is what we already went through?
no, this is a cave. A mine is over here.
Right, but we went through that.
Yes.
Okay. All of a sudden, I feel like we're going through the Mummy Returns
We're
queue a little
sideways.
bit. Oh yeah, that does go sideways a little bit. So you couldn't even build something like this nowadays. This is just an accident waiting to happen.
I know. Wait,
This reminds
why
me
is
of
it
being
like,
in caverns, Luray Caverns up in, I think it was Virginia. We used to go to all the time.
like we are
By
slanted.
we, my family. I didn't know you. Yeah, this really is. It is pretty cool. Look, they're mining for stuff over there.
Uh-huh.
Anybody who comes to Magic Kingdom before they shut this down needs to come
Yeah.
over here. If you've never been or if it's been a long time, it really is cool.
Yep.
I feel like I'm
Oh,
drunk.
God.
And we know I'm not. So.
I know. Oh, this is cool.
See, okay. Mickey's not so scary. You just turn this into some sort of horror. You turn this into Tom Sawyer's Horror House,
Okay.
right?
No,
And
because then
it's 18 and
Mickey
over only.
is okay.
This is not part.
Supposed
This
to
is
be
it's
not
Mickey's
so
not so scary, and then here it is Mickey's very scary
Uh-huh.
Halloween party,
Mm.
and you put scare actors all over this island, and you
No.
turn it into like
No.
a murderous scene.
No.
Tom Sawyer and Huck Finn go on a murderous rampage.
No. That is not
Right.
what Disney's
I
about.
think if I don't get a pretzel, I'm gonna go on a murderous rampage. So if we
Are
could,
you hungry?
Yeah, I say we go ahead and
Okay.
let's go ahead.
Do you
and
want a
head
turkey
back.
leg?
Actually, I'm gonna go to the bathroom first because I've never peed on Tom Sawyer's Island.
Okay, I could
This is
pee
my
again.
final chance.
All right, there's boys.
All right.
I'm gonna go to girls.
Okay. turn your mic off.
Did we?
Well, I'm questioning. Yeah, I'm questioning my pretzel thought because as you were in there, a kid was saying to his family, he's like, "I want to get ice cream. It's hot out." And then the other kid was like, "I want to get a pretzel." And he's like, "I don't want something hot when it's hot out. I want something cold." And now I'm like, he makes a good point. So I don't know if we should get ice cream or a pretzel. We have to each get our own though.
Okay.
Yeah, let's get ice cream sandwiches. Let's be naughty. You're naughty.
You are funny.
We haven't eaten lunch yet. Is that allowed? Is somebody gonna pop out and be like and check on us? This is what it's like to be kids. That was fun. Did you say your farewells? Did you make peace?
I will when I
with
get on
this
the
being
boat.
torn?
and say
Again, we'll be
goodbye.
here in 1 week, so we
Oh,
can
yeah,
say our
we're gonna be
goodbyes
here,
then.
yeah.
We should do a photo shoot here. Did you read these books? They're probably made to, right? I didn't. I didn't read a book in school. Did you read in school? Did you actually read the books that they like assigned?
Probably not.
I didn't. I watched the movies.
I'd have to ask my mommy.
But even think about that. If you go back to that, you had to go and buy Cliff Notes. You had to buy. Remember Cliff Notes?
Yeah.
You had to buy the printed Cliff Notes
Oh, I probably
to get
read.
through a book.
I did read.
Yeah, because you used to like reading.
I remember. Yeah, I used to like reading when I was older, but I remember I had to read because I remember getting glasses in high school because I was
You
like.
had to read, like somebody
so I don't
forcing you.
remember. I mean, like.
Blink twice if you're in trouble.
No, I mean, I probably had to write a book about it. A
Yeah,
paper
no, you
about
always
it.
had. You
Thank
either had tests or papers. That's when I figured out that the movies were much different than the book.
Yeah.
Mr. Barry, who was my 10th grade English teacher and also my volleyball coach, he let me slip a little bit on some stuff.
No, that was nice.
So the first one we had to do there was A Tale of Two Cities.
Okay.
And so the night before the test, I rented the movie from Blockbuster because they actually had it.
Yeah.
Actually, I might have gotten it. We had one called, what was the name of the video store? We had a locally owned video store in our town. Errol's? I think it was called Errol's, but it's E-R-O-L-S.
Okay.
It was actually in the, he ended up moving to the old lobby of the only movie theater we had in town. Like it was a one-screen theater
Okay.
we had in town, and it closed down. And he moved his movie store into that like lobby area of the movie theater. Like I'm telling you, Damascus was old school. Like it was old.
That's funny.
School. But so I watched the movie and then I realized on the test I did very poorly. And apparently, I don't even know this, there's a character named Sydney in it. So Mr. Barry, to this day, I'm Facebook friends with him. One calls me Sydney. He called me that in class, everything. On the volleyball court, everything. Called me. I guess I was like that character in the.
Wow. Because you never read it.
You know how I was coerced into playing volleyball?
Because you're tall.
I've been 6'3" since I was in basically like 7th, 8th grade.
Yeah.
And I walked into his English class on the first day, and tryouts were coming up, and he was like, "Can you walk and chew gum at the same time?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Will you come out for volleyball?" I was like, "Sure."
That's awesome.
That's where I met Tina and Michelle and
Aw.
played with Rob. Rob didn't play until the next year, I think.
He's tall too. Was
Yeah.
he tall? Was he the same height?
Yeah, him and I have pretty much always been the same like height, size, style,
So y'all stopped growing when y'all were 12?
pretty much.
Okay.
I mean, I was a giant when I was playing basketball then. I used to just stand in the lane. They didn't care about 3-second calls, so I just stand in the lane. They'd give me the ball. I'd turn around and shoot it over everybody. But my hopes of the NBA were dashed when I could barely make it.
You're funny.
Then I got to high school. I was going to play in high school, and I went to play summer league before my freshman year. And I walk in, all the kids have their headphones on. They got their hats on backwards. They're wearing like jeans, like hanging around their butt. I played one summer league and was like, I don't think I want to play basketball anymore. I'm on fire.
You're on fire.
It's so hot. You just feel that sun just beating on you like that?
Yeah.
That's rough.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, they gotta go get their chicken fingers. They're removal ordering from there. That sounds good too, actually.
I saw that.
Chicken fingers.
Well, we could go
I'll
to
do ice
Sleepy
I'll do
Hollow
ice
if
cream
you're hungry.
I'll do ice cream sandwich.
Okay.
Just kind of snack since we got dinner tonight, you know.
Yeah. Well, Sleepy Hollow has food.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying like more snack stuff. Like
Okay.
that's more meals really there. That's it. I just got super hungry though, and thirsty. Hello.
Hi. Good,
Can
how
we
are
get
you?
2 of the ice cream sandwiches and 1 bottled water, please?
All right. Did you want smart water?
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Okay. So one of those and 2 ice cream.
Yes.
Okay. Total's $18.75. So I can
Gift card.
gift card. All right.
Look, I'm gonna be honest. I've never been more excited in my life. This is what kids. This is what we felt like as a kid. I'm not.
I picked it up.
You were eating it off the ground.
Yep.
That's more gross than me putting a contact in my eye that fell on the ground. And that was pretty gross. This is the best thing ever.
Uh-huh. I love it.
I didn't eat them as a kid. We always got the Mickey bars.
Uh-huh. I don't know.
But that guy's shirt says "Go ask your mom," and I took it the wrong way at first. He meant like literally that's a shirt for his kid to look at, and I was thinking it was like a dirty thing. Like if I went up and was like, "Excuse me, do you know where Space Mountain is?" and he'd be like, "Go ask your mom." I'm like, "Okay." I don't think that saying works the way you think it does, buddy. Where's that water?
I know.
I'm about to perish.
I need some water.
What were the options? Either this or Dasani, I guess?
Yeah.
Okay. You know that there's no discernible difference in taste to me other than the price, right? And the bad taste that leaves in my mouth, you know what I'm saying? Oh, you know when we were looking all around for reservations last night, you know where there wasn't a reservation? Skipper Canteen.
Really?
I was like, good for you, man. I didn't even see how much any of that stuff was.
What?
Anything we just bought? A bottle of water was probably $8 or
I
something.
think it was $18 total.
For a bottle of water and 2 Mickey sandwiches, ice cream sandwiches. That's crazy. That's highway robbery.
And now we are at Animal Kingdom going through Dino Land.
Yeah, this was fun too.
Yeah.
And as you listen, just try and imagine Dino Land because we tried to walk through it and kind of point out where things were going. You know, where we thought things would go that we weren't 100% positive of. And then, we kind of just walk around Dino Land and take a listen.
Mm-hmm. Sorry. I will tell you what. I will miss the dig site.
Oh, yeah. Totally.
Our girls used to love that. And even being here with Arizona
Yeah.
and telling her that it's going away and her being like, Mommy, can we please go? And
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I'd love to see her
Definitely.
go see it. And we did, and we sat there for a little bit. Although we were trying to plan out her Tesla not dying,
Correct.
but still watching Arizona play.
Yeah. You can go now if you want to just watch some kids play.
No, because I don't know those kids. But to have
hope-
those memories.
Yeah, I hope that they put something within the tropical Americas that's still that type of play kid site. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If they can still work that in.
Will they? Because they took away the play at Magic Kingdom, which Hollywood with Honey, I Shrunk the
Oh my
Kids.
gosh, that was the best.
Yeah,
That was awesome.
they took
I
that
want
away.
an adult size version of that, man.
I mean, let's think about it. Like,
Oh, I'm not saying they're going to.
in a
I'm
way,
saying I wish they
of-
would.
they're probably slowly doing all of this
Yeah.
because of the things that you can get,
All right, let's go grab our
like
magnets.
the sickness you can get.
Oh, yeah.
Unfortunately. Oh, that's what I need ID for.
Yeah.
Good thing I
you
got
did
it.
bring it?
Yep.
Oh, good. And then what makes you think of Animal Kingdom? What's like the one thing that just,
Probably Tree of Life. To be
yeah.
1,000% honest.
I mean, and it's hard not to get, it's hard to look past the icons
Well,
of the
and
parks.
like I said though, Magic was the Main Street
Right.
Like,
But that encompasses, your walk up to Cinderella Castle and all.
well,
But no, I mean, I agree with that completely. It's hard to look past the Tree of Life. And again, that's one that reveal is just so good.
yeah.
You don't see it from outside anywhere.
I will be honest.
Only a way that it's
But
done at
also-
Magic Kingdom, really, I mean, everything else.
Yeah.
Even Epcot, I mean, you see Spaceship Earth as you're pulling up from no matter where.
But what also makes me think of it, I'm not gonna lie to you, is you. And every time saying this is not a zoo. So literally,
yeah.
like,
It's not a zoo.
like I feel like I could see a zoo and I would think
Yeah.
of Animal Kingdom. This way. Babe.
What's up?
Oh.
On the phone with Kiki. She's parking.
Okay.
Hi, love. How are you?
We're gonna get our magnet and then we're gonna just record a quick bit, but then we'll meet right back up with you.
Okay.
Cool? Okay, awesome.
I was like, here's the pass holder. It's this.
Oh, you see it there.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
this way. They're like showing.
What's your favorite memory from here? From Animal Kingdom? I have two.
You have two?
I do. The first
Okay.
one's Lacey, and the first time we ever rode Dinosaur.
Yes.
And her turning around
Yes.
at the end and saying, "Why would you think that's a good idea?"
Yes.
Like, we never rode it either, kid.
That was super cool. Right,
And then, and then meeting Kat and Michael at Dawa Bar. When we'll have to ask her how long that's been. I don't remember it's had to have been 6-7 years, I bet.
right.
We met them at Dawa, and then we kidnapped them because we were going wherever we were going. I
Yes.
think we were headed to Epcot. We're like, you can just get in our car.
Yeah.
It's like, I got some
Oh,
candy.
look, there's Kevin.
Oh, yeah.
I've got candy.
And then, and we formed this friendship out of meeting up there.
Yep.
Because remember, she sprung it on Michael. She was like, "Oh, by the way, we're going to meet up with those podcasters I listened to."
Yes.
He's like, "What?"
He was.
And
he
then look
was
at
like,
that now. I'm
he was
texting
like,
Michael this morning.
well,
Like, that's
and-
insane. 7 years, however long it's been later.
But I think too, he was like, "Oh man, I don't want to do this."
Yeah, he's thinking like, I don't want to meet a bunch of weirdos. Turns out he did want to meet a bunch of weirdos.
Uh-huh,
So that worked
and we're
out
good
well
weirdos.
for everyone. We are. We're pretty cool. I'd like to think.
Uh huh.
And I mean, from the looks of the plans, this will stay intact. This will turn into something indie. It looks like Restaurantosaurus will stay intact. That'll be dining of some sort. They're going to put that carousel with the carved figures up front. What'll be cool is to walk out here and stare at where Primeval World used to be and imagine,
Yeah.
the casita right there, like the Madrigal house sitting right there is going to be incredible.
Yeah, it will.
And we're getting some sort of dark ride through it of some sort. With Antonio's room, that's going to be cool. I think
That's gonna be
out of everything
cool.
that was announced,
This is what you're
I think
most
that's what I'm most
excited?
excited for. It's hard not to be excited for a Monsters Inc. door coaster, suspended door coaster.
100%.
But everybody, that's like a no-brainer, you know what I mean?
Right.
Even like, I'll be more excited about Villains Land when we have more details about what villains are coming, what rides are coming. It looks like there's going to be
Right.
a roller coaster. It looks like there's going to be a dark ride. Are they both going to be e-ticket attractions? Is it going to be like Cars Land? You have
What
one
about a
e-ticket and
restaurant?
you have one family. There's supposed to be restaurants. There's supposed to be stores, shops. And how are they going to do it compared to Darkmoor that they're building down the street?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing super excellent. Thank you for asking. Do we have any Disney discounts? DVC annual pass?
Annual pass.
Annual pass? All right, I'll just need to see that under my Disney experience app, please. Would you like it back from them?
Yes, please. We just got to find somewhere to put them at home. We have everyone since they did that first series where they did the crashes. And then they had to go out and do Angel with all these. So I think we're up to what, 22 total?
Probably.
Thank you so much, Nick.
Y'all
Have a good one.
Top-notch day.
Thank you. Now that we're losing all this,
Yeah.
which originally, a couple years ago, you would have said before they tore down Primeval World, what attraction do you want to replace? You'd have said Primeval World.
Correct.
Can't
Now
say
that
that
they're
now. What would you do
doing this?
here now?
Oh.
Because, for some silly reason, when I love you at Epcot, you said Zootopia. I still think you turn Rafiki's Planet Watch into Zootopia, and then
'cause
you
the
take the train
train.
out there.
Yeah.
But
That's true. Yeah, we could do that.
that's what I would want to see. Then it sits on its own. It is separate from here.
Yeah.
Because that's the other thing. You have to see how they're going to turn that conservation and all. It has to fit in here, or Joe Rohde is going to be so mad.
Yes. Yes.
You know, like, so I do hope that they fit that in. I hope we see live animals in here in tropical America.
Yeah.
But I mean,
and so do you think
and
that's
again,
just
look
a
at this.
border and that?
Yeah, this is exactly where the
it?
casita will sit. So you got casita here.
Oh no, I'm talking about behind the tree.
No. I think everything's going to contain within what they've got. Because beyond the
Okay.
trees, we have service roads or behind these trees. And then that leads back, as you go to left, if you were looking at where Primeval Whirl was, you go all the way left, that's where they put up the mobile offices to start the construction and everything. So you'll see casitas live through here. This will all be themed to more of a tropical America, I think, not specifically Encanto. You're going to have restaurant shops where Restaurantosaurus is, and then you're going to put the carousel. I don't know if it'll go exactly where Triceratops Spin is, or if it's going to be where the dig site is what it looks like from.
It could.
It looks like it could be either. And again, you have to trust, you got to trust that concept art is concept art. Like you can't, you know what I mean? You still have to look at
because
that.
And then, of course, people will go, well, you said it was going to be
all the time.
here.
Yeah.
So.
And that's the one question, like if I could sit down with Josh D'Amaro, like I'd love to ask that question. Why did they hold back? And it's got to be the reason.
Of course.
Why do you hold back from showing concept art, a
100%.
true concept art for Valence Land? Because everybody will pick apart every tiny detail that you didn't.
Or they will try to hold you to it.
Right, that's the new Fantasyland. That's where people I was talking about earlier, people brought up. And they're like, oh yeah, look at New Fantasyland. That was a decade ago,
Yep.
Like, people still hold on to it.
True.
So I say replacement, we go Zootopia Land out there, and they can make it fit. They can figure out conservation, they can make the story still fit. All right, what character are you dining with? Where are you eating here? I want to chill. Is Joe Rohde a character?
No.
Because I am chilling outside of Nomad Lounge with Joe Rohde. Having.
Now you sound like me. That is not a
Right?
character.
Joe Rohde is but we never defined character. He's a character. I'm a character. People
You
are just
are a
character, right?
character.
I'm a character. My dad's a character. That's where it comes from. But no, what would you pick
I'm
here?
thinking.
Walk.
I
You want me
would
to win you a
probably-
dinosaur?
I would probably pick. Pocahontas maybe?
Pocahontas would be cool.
Ask her all about the olden days.
We met the real Pocahontas at House of Mouse Expo.
Yes, we did.
The real olden days.
I mean, where it's set and what it's supposed to be as.
Yeah.
That, yes.
This is a hard one. I can't wait to go back to Tiffin's at some point
Yeah.
and like do another meal there. So I would definitely choose Tiffin's, and then
We have that, Mickey.
We do. He's
Yes,
in our
we
room.
do.
And we have a dinosaur somewhere. I think he's in my office somewhere. And then we are going to lose the dinosaur light nipples, which will be sad.
What are they
But
going to
again,
do with
you
that?
got to put this somewhere.
Just tear
You
it
have to move this somewhere, even if it somehow sits within
You
Animal
think
Kingdom
so?
or within something. I mean, the thing is, you could chop off its head and have it coming out of the water somewhere, but then you have no dinosaur references in here. So, yeah, I don't know what you do with it at that point. I won't miss this at all. I
No.
won't miss any of this.
But,
And I will miss
mean,
dinosaur,
I will
except the fact of what we're getting. But
I will miss the kids coming in here.
yes.
And wanting to play a game.
Yep.
Always wanting to ride Primeval Whirl.
Every time.
Primeval Whirl, God rest its soul.
And you wrote it once.
Oh, I did.
Once is
One
all you
time.
ever seriously wrote it.
That was my one and done.
That's another one of
Literally.
my favorite memories. You wrote it. No, you wrote it. You wrote it at least again when we came with Christina and her family.
Did I?
And we have
Okay.
that photo of us in the queue waiting, and I love it. And we were with her and her whole family, and you wrote it. I
Yep.
think that was the only other time you ever actually wrote it, which is crazy to me. What other
So
questions
there
was I
was
asking?
2 times? Okay.
I think you did, at least 2.
Okay. That even is dino. Oh, that's just like the dino.
I know.
I wonder if we could win one. Because that's
try.
just like that one.
Yeah, I know.
Which dino do we have? We don't have that one.
Yeah, we don't have one of those. Okay,
But
so
that would be cute.
here, you're in Animal Kingdom. What's the one attraction you would live in? For a week, Mr. Beast giving you the money. We're just saying a week. You can go a year if you want.
No,
But-
not here, I don't think.
What attraction?
I'm trying to think. 'Cause part of
Attraction
me
or
says
land?
Tree of
Again, you
Life.
can't say land. Tree of life. But you're just contained within. It's tough to be a bug.
I don't know, that whole tree. Like, I think it goes deeper and is bigger than you think.
Well, it's an old oil rig. Is what it's built around, so that it can withstand hurricanes. And I can't remember how many leaves are on that tree, but every one was individually hand placed. That's what's nuts.
That is nuts. Yeah.
This doesn't have a good. This doesn't have a lot of. You know what? Navi River Journey. How nice and peaceful would that be at night?
Yeah.
Right. Plus,
Like
they're gonna bring in
Pandora.
Bro, yeah. Well, Pandora in general, because then you got Satali Canteen.
Yeah.
So your meals are covered because you have so many options. You're not going to get sick of it, right?
Yep.
So I like that.
And now on to Disney Springs, which wasn't supposed to be in the mix, but we just really enjoyed recording in the parks, and it was super easy. So yeah, we apparently did a bus ride and shopping.
We turned it on from the bus ride until pretty much the moment we met up with Jess and Landon.
And see, some of these things I don't know.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So you can hear some of that. You can hear us shop a bit and a couple other things. So I hope you enjoy our time at Disney Springs.
If you were planning a whole trip around going to Cirque du Soleil, what resort would you stay at? Like, for, you know what I mean? Like, if you were, like, theming your trip, that'd actually be fun to do sometimes. It's like a themed trip. Like, we could literally do episodes on a themed trip. Like, you pick, like, your kids' little Toy Story. So you stay at movies and you do this, and this.
Right.
You just want to go see a Cirque show. Where do you stay for that?
I would stay at Disney Springs.
That's on Yeah.
But
probably not Drury because you're going to want to go out to a nice dinner or something before or after.
But Disney Springs, but if you're talking like surf.
Like, yeah, I'm thinking like I think Boardwalk.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, because the whole carousel thing.
Yeah. And then if you had like a little kids, you could do Bippity Boppity Boutique and see if they'll make them look like a clown. Do they have that option? Be like,
but they have face paint.
Would you like to be Ariel or would you like to be Bozo? We're going to see Cirque du Soleil, so let's go with Bozo.
Could you imagine?
It'd be hilarious. You think you could bring your kids dressed as clowns? But they have to be French clowns. Those are a lot different. Go to Tommy Bahamas and see if they need spokespeople.
Could you imagine?
Okay. How long, if we're not these types of people, but let's say we did some like, I don't know, prank YouTube show, how long do you think we could get by in Tommy Bahamas pretending that we work there before we get called out by both either guests or people that work there? Like if somebody walked up and you're with a guest,
have a name tag.
You say it was your first day and you didn't give it yet because they originally spelled your name wrong. They forgot the H.
But no, because I would be another name. Like
seriously, how long do you think you could get by? Just pretend. You made your own name tag, right? Because that's what, if you had a legit prank show, you would craft your own name tag.
Yeah.
But would you know how to answer questions? Like if guests started asking, you think they would catch on?
I wouldn't. You would.
How would I know how to answer questions about Tommy Bahama clothing? The extent of my Tommy Bahama knowledge is on my body right now. I could probably make it up, I bet, right? I'd be like, these are 90% cotton and 10% made from sea turtle hatchling eggs. Because we like to get back to the environment. And they were harvested using recycled oyster shells and cinnamon. Tigers love black pepper. Cinnamon they hate. Or is it the other way around? Do you think dogs only get so excited by treats because it's finally something that isn't what they eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner? Like if you gave them meals like humans, like they had something to eat different each meal and day by day, do you think if you like went to give them a treat, they'd just be like, I'm cool, man. Like, that's fine. Because they're not
Maybe
as
it's like
excited.
ice
You know
cream
what I mean?
to us. That's a treat.
Well, no, but that's what I wonder too. But we eat different things every time we eat. Thank you.
Thank you.
But see, that's the other thing. Like, okay, you have this Ever After, which turned into the headband store, and it's supposed to be all cool and unique, and make that a destination, and then you just see it at the shop in Animal Kingdom. I understand. Again, I understand why Disney does that, and it's certainly for the average consumer is much better. They might not ever make it over to Disney Springs, you know. So well, they can get it at Animal Kingdom when they do their park day there, but. Like we talked about when they just spread, you know, Haunted Mansion stuff everywhere.
Right.
Like, and I don't
right
like.
now it's everywhere.
Well, okay,
I think because of literal Halloween.
Well,
time.
yeah. But okay, here. Let's say this. I'm cool with everything that's at Disney Springs being within the parks, in a sense, because this is one collective space. You could get everything, but I don't like when the parks like. I don't like when you see Haunted Mansion stuff at Creations and Epcot. But it's okay if you see Haunted Mansion stuff at World of Disney and Springs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I wish the parks wouldn't like
here.
cross. Yeah, and then they can just get everything. Oops, sorry. You see me dancing with that guy? This is one of the most awkward interactions you can have when you come across someone and you both continually try and go the same way. Back and forth. Just want to go crawl in a hole after that exchange.
That one in particular?
No, in general. I'm saying that as a whole, like that as a thing. Like under the list of things that you'll remember for the rest of your life, usually at 3 a.m. in the morning, is those awkward little, you don't know which way it goes.
Okay.
Or me saying hi to the cast member earlier who clearly was not talking to me and possibly on the phone.
I think they were on the phone.
I'll remember that one in 10 years while I'm trying to sleep. That was the lady on the bus across from us. Isn't that weird when you go somewhere like Disney, there's that many people here, but you see someone and for whatever reason you notice them, and then I bet we'll see that lady like 4 more times tonight. Like all of a sudden for some reason you just see them all the time then.
Yeah.
What are you looking for? Little bottles?
You could look for a little bottle.
Yeah. I'm gonna get Nana and Elsa one.
Okay.
Oh, look at the Baymax one. But that's more like a thermos. It's like it even has a cup in the top.
What is this?
I could pack hot soup for the parks.
Oh, that's
Or a gazpacho.
cool.
I actually like that one. Yeah. Because those are specifically designed for children because the screw-on cap is connected to the bottle so they can't lose it.
But like,
To be fair, I should probably know.
here's the.
I know, but that's so big.
I know.
To like carry in your bag.
That is big.
Yeah. Oh, dang it, that bottle's way too big. They have an Infinity Gauntlet Thanos bottle. But it's
Where?
I think it's a corksicle. It's like
Oh, I
huge.
saw that one at what's it called?
Can I get a Stormbreaker?
No,
Why?
because you're not a child.
Huh? I want a Stormbreaker. I do want the Gauntlet. Can't play with it if you don't buy it. Yeah, you see the Thanos one? Isn't that awesome?
Yeah, I saw that.
But it's just too big.
We have a Deadpool.
Oh yeah, but that's not a right red.
What is this? What you eat soup
That's
out
like
of?
one of the thermos ones. I feel like it brings soup.
Good soup.
It's good soup. I would bring tomato bisque. Or maybe a chicken noodle. A nice chicken noodle with big chunks of chicken. No, you need a drinkable soup though. Because it didn't have like a little portable fork or spoon with it. I'm not sure what kind of soup you eat with the fork, but I think that's called stew. wouldn't you think there'd be some sort of like tape gun, like a rolling, you know, they have those things like guys that'll, like if they came out to measure for like a fence or measure your yard, that thing that rolls, wouldn't you think you could almost build something like that into, the problem is you'd be rolling backwards and the tape needs to roll forward, so you'd have to have the tape in upside down around the roll. It'd have to be, see, you'd have to have a specialty tape. But that's cool because then not only our new company is going to sell the rolly things for the tape, they have to buy our very specific tape because of the way that it's designed. It's a foolproof plan.
Okay.
Try and find some investors.
And last but not least, Hollywood Studios.
This is a lot of the content because this was our last couple hours at Disney on this trip. And yeah, I pretty much pressed record from the time we scanned in at the front until the time we walked out. And going through this content, we lost some. We thought we had lost everything within Launch Bay, but I think we might have got it, but then some of it, I think your mic had died.
Okay.
And so just bear with us for this last section. We're trying to pull out everything that we can.
Yeah.
But
sorry, guys.
Yeah. When you try things, and this was one, probably doing this for our 700th episode for the first time wasn't the brightest idea on my end. This probably should have been heavily tested in the parks first, but hey, we made it all the way up to this point with no issues.
Yay.
So you will just get to hear these bits and pieces from Hollywood Studios. There will be some parts where, Rhonda's voice bled into my mic, even though hers was off. And so I had to adjust some of those volumes. So don't turn your headphones up too loud. Probably all I'll say. But go ahead and enjoy what you can of our time in Hollywood Studios.
Can't remember the last time I feel like we were right at a park opening.
I know.
Like on the dot,
Aren't you proud of me? Aren't you so proud of me?
I did, when I got back, I didn't think you were going to be awake because I knew you wanted to sleep in. I'm very proud of you for the whole weekend. You've taken, I think, one nap at Summer House for like 5 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
You were like, you would think in older age you would sleep more, but you're sleeping less. Good for you. All right, this isn't JCPenney's. Let's hurry this one up. I just want a photo before I have boob sweat. Okay, so what you think those are the two sons and those are the parents?
Weirdo.
The two grown sons. That's amazing. We would get to bring our two grown daughters here one time and like they'd be so miserable. That's great. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you.
Nice to meet you too. Thanks.
Oh, I'm trying to put this. Well, I was trying to put that in my back
What
pocket.
are you doing?
I have my
You want that
thing.
strap coming across
Why don't you take that off and I'll set my soda down.
just on your shoulder. Just on your shoulder.
Okay.
There you go.
There you go.
That's better.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
Because he's going to show your picture to everybody he knows. And I have to make it look really good in it.
Thank
That's
you.
good. That's
Can you make me look good in it?
Yeah, when you stand next to Herb.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah. Nobody will look at me.
Yeah. They're right there. That's cute.
Thank you, John.
He's going to love those. You guys have fun.
Have a wonderful day. Thank you. No. I'll be cute. And I'm officially sweating through my shirt. So good timing. That was like a Chewy.
That was a cute outfit.
That was a good Disney bound for Chewy. You could wear it to the parks, or you could wear it to like a sexy Halloween party.
Why not just a Halloween party?
Maybe it's specifically one that is for sexiness. We don't know. What kind of Halloween parties these people go to. I do miss that. The Star Wars when they used to do the march down the street. And remember they used to have that big screen and all there though?
Iced decaf latte with cookie butter? Thank you.
Did I not get the dulce de leche or is that it?
No, I think
Decaf latte. Nope. It's not. She forgot it. I don't think she heard me. I figured what I said was easier than trying to say, yes, I would like your frozen Roundup, but I do not want it frozen, and I do not want caffeine. So whatever magic you got to do back there, if you can make that happen. Oh, yeah.
Is it good?
It's, well, that first sip was pretty awful. So I'm hoping maybe it mixes up or something. I notice you're not using any words to describe it because you don't have anything nice to say, do you? And you're Miss Sunshine. You're Miss Sunshine, and it's taking you time. Point out the, okay, let's do this. Point out the best features of it.
It tastes like a cookie.
What kind of cookies have you been eating?
Like a animal cracker cookie.
That was on the ground. You know what would actually probably be good with it?
Oh my!
Dulce leche.
You must be the new toys.
Caramel? Why wouldn't you say caramel?
Because I wanted this. I wanted the same thing as their Roundup. I just wanted it in my own weird version, which would be not frozen, and then decaf. Oh, do you want to see what Toy Story Mania is? 35. I'm good. I was trying to go back and think. Have we only ridden Cosmic Rewind twice, and that's the only ride we've done all weekend?
Yeah.
Did we do anything else? What else did we do? Oh, Haunted. That's right. But that's all we did yesterday.
Because it only took us 14 minutes.
Well, I feel like we need at least one ride today, just because we've done one ride each day that we've here. But we've been doing so much else. Like, we've gotten more done this weekend than most,
But
I feel
we're
like.
focusing on other things.
Mm-hmm.
We've totally focused on.
Oh, no, we've been focusing on the 700th episode, and then the food. It's been
Now
great.
that it's just us when we come to the park. It's nice because we.
Oh, I was waiting for you to finish the sentence.
Sorry.
Yeah.
We can just wait.
No, I
and
agree.
We can just do things.
Yeah. You know what this tastes like? It tastes like a coffee you made this morning, and then it kind of just sat on your desk all day. And so you wanted to revive it, so then you just poured it over some ice. Like it was a hot coffee this morning, and you drank some, and then you didn't want it to go to waste. You wanted some a little in the afternoon, so you poured it over ice, and then this is what you got.
Are you mad?
I'm disappointed. I'm not mad. I'm disappointed. Poor coffee. He doesn't know any better. Yeah, decaf, latte, cookie bee. Needs to be a DL for dulce de leche.
Or caramel?
Same difference. Either way, I don't think she would have heard my second ingredient. So, I'm looking at it.
Expect rain in the next hour.
Okay, thanks. That helps.
I just don't want to be wet, baby. Oh no, it says thunderstorms possible after 4.
After 4, perfect. Be home in my pajamas, sitting on the couch watching a horror movie at that point. Since D23 and the announcements, we haven't been in the parks. This is our first time in the park since the announcements. So like I've looked at aerial stuff, you know, like looked at Google Maps, done whatever. But it's been neat to actually walk through the areas to get a more of a feel of how big or small or whatever they are. Even though there's buildings, they put area if they're backstage buildings. They only include on the maps what's part of the actual park. See, right now, no. You literally, the only space you have back there that isn't part of Galaxy's Edge is small parking space. So you're talking about, yeah, you'd have to take all of this area here, but that's where would it go into Star Tours? I don't think so. Because I don't think that you're not going to get rid of Grand Avenue, which you did not that long ago. You know what I mean?
Right. So then we think it's going where?
I think it's going to go where Launch Bay is. But they need to revive this area in some way. I mean, maybe this does it by people all of a sudden coming. And this is the last thing Jim Henson ever worked on.
Right.
Muppets 3D. It's the last thing he ever worked on, and it's his last representation of something he worked on inside of any Disney park.
Right.
So
what are they
you hope that
do?
they don't want to get rid of that either. But we'll see, I guess. So then, well, we'll just walk down here because we never walk down towards, because the shop hasn't been open, right? In how long? Right. You got Mama Melrose. Yeah. I mean, you got Mama Melrose back here, which is just tucked back here, and lots of people swear by it, even though we had that awful experience, but most people do love it. You could eat there for lunch today, and it could be incredible.
But we're not.
No, heck no, we're not. I just wish this was still a store, a shop, with all the Muppet stuff, and they used to put a bunch of Christmas stuff in here, or that was over here, wasn't it?
I don't know. Are these
Tomato look.
you can go into them?
No, not. I mean, oh yeah.
No, like.
Well, you can still see the entire store
Right.
in here. But what do you think of when you think of Hollywood Studios? Because I feel like we just keep talking icons, but do you think Tower or Chinese Theater first?
I'm gonna say I think Chinese theater first, But you know what's gonna make me laugh?
What?
And like, what I think of is that on Hollywood Boulevard, is it at the go and stop of the like
Yeah.
old like
Oh, the actual at the cross section of Hollywood and Sunset.
yeah,
That's a neat one.
because
I like that. And you have the little dings, and you've got
yeah,
like the.
because I used to
It's like it's an
remember
old
when you were
street.
young,
Oh, there's
too?
Goofy and Max.
Yep. Remember when you were young too and you played? To be like green, red light.
You run across the field and all.
I don't know. Yeah, that just is really cool to me, and I don't know. What is yours?
Tower of Terror, which is funny because I still, in my mind, Chinese theater is the icon. But again, if the legends and the story are true, could walk in there right now. Starts in 10 minutes. Let's go do it. Let's go. I'm gonna throw this walk. How's this?
I don't care.
You know, they also recently redid all these seats. All these seats are recovered.
Huh.
It's a beautiful theater. That's the thing too. Like, you're not gonna tear this sucker to the ground.
But what would you do with it?
Keep it as muggles.
But if you didn't,
Put another 3D show or something in there.
right?
I mean, this theater's beautiful. Like, it's been a while. What do you think?
It was cute.
Yeah, you're laughing.
Yeah, sure.
I just,
Oh, it's cute.
that's the only way that future generations are getting the Muppets.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So that's why I hope it doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Even if we don't come see it a lot.
That was lots
Yeah.
of fun. I enjoyed that show. Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, Daddy, he came right up to me. He was just talking to me.
That's cute.
He said I just was dancing.
At least it stopped raining.
Yeah. I just love it because it uses every possible thing from the 3D to the 4D technically.
How?
With
Oh,
all the
4D.
exterior lights, the sounds.
Oh, I'm like,
You've
since
got
you don't get
when you
spritzed on or
do in the front.
you do.
Yeah.
Seriously, I
But
thought
even
you
at the
did.
end when everything blows up and like it converts part of that theater as though it exploded.
Ah.
You know, like just it uses so much good stuff.
Yeah.
I love it.
Good. Hope it doesn't go away for you.
I hope so too. And just this
and
area.
for all
and
the other people that
but again,
love it.
you need something to absorb people.
Right.
Even this area, even the people that come back in here to Pizza Rizzo just for a break, like.
Or if it starts to almost rain like it was, and
Yeah.
then go in real quick.
Pop into the show. It takes 30 minutes out of your day.
Right.
And it's guaranteed that you're going to see it.
Yep. Where are we headed now?
Launch bag.
Yeah, with all the things.
Also,
that they've been
at
doing.
least if you leave that, when you want that expansion of Galaxy's Edge, you could technically bring it into Muppet's Courtyard and connect it to Star Tours. So
Right.
leave that be. Disney.
And is that their possibly major future plan?
Could be. I mean, they can also expand Galaxy's Edge back towards Star Cruiser.
Oh yeah.
I'm surprised. I thought we were going to get at least a nod of something about Star Cruiser, even if it was just like, don't worry, we've got big plans, and that was it. Like, they didn't even
Right.
mention it.
Nope.
Which was kind of surprising. You know, my favorite memory as we walked past Indiana Jones?
What? Lacey?
No, that wouldn't be a favorite memory when she tripped and busted her face open.
Oh no.
That is not a good memory.
No.
When
I
we were
wasn't
with
thinking about that.
we were with my whole family, waiting in line for that thing, and started the cup on the head game. Remember, had took to keep the kids entertained. We filled up
Yep.
that cup halfway with water, and
sure
then they had to
did.
balance it, see who could balance it on their heads the
Aw.
longest. And that's how you entertain 5 little
Yeah.
kids.
I think my favorite memory here is Kaylin meeting Jake in the Neverland Pirate.
Well, I mean, the all-time best ever is her meeting Sorcerer Mickey for the first time on her first trip, but that's just unfair. So yeah, I do like the Hollywood and Vine when we did
Well, because
the
she
Neverland.
was older.
Yes,
That's the
she
reason.
truly understood and remembered, and like,
understood.
and she had
watched
the
it.
emotion and the wherewithal to understand. You
and
know what
the
I mean?
embarrassment.
And the embarrassment. Oh, that was
Because
straight up
she-
embarrassment.
I think she thought he was a cute little pirate.
Yeah, her face was all red, like, and you could bring it up today. That was 10 years ago.
And
you can
she
bring
would-
it up today and she will still get red face and be like, stop, don't talk about that.
Yep.
Which is hilarious.
She sure will.
All right, well then Hollywood and Vine is character dining and all.
Yep.
What's your character choice and who are you dining with? Or who are you dining with and where in Hollywood Studios?
Oh, Hollywood Brown Derby.
Okay. Who you going to dinner with?
I don't know. Let me think about that one. Do you know who you're going to dinner with?
I would go to Pizza Rizzo with Gonzo and Pepe,
Oh
the
my
King Prawn,
goodness.
because it would be hilarious. Sitting down at dinner or lunch with those two over some Pizza Rizzo pizza, heck yeah. And then Rizzo would be our waiter.
Okay.
That'd be pretty good.
You're funny.
And we're sitting down and we're watching improv
I think I'd sit
comedy
down.
act by Fonzie.
I think I'd sit down with Ray.
Fozzie, I mean. You would sit down with Ray at
Yeah.
Hollywood Brown Derby?
Yeah.
That's a good one. What about Vader?
No.
Kylo? Where would you if you had to dine
Kylo.
with, if you had to dine with Kylo Ren, where would you dine with him out here?
Gate this way.
Hollywood and Vine. I'm just kidding. No. 50s prime time.
Kylo Ren 50s prime time?
Because I would hope he'd get in trouble.
Okay, if you are a server at 50s prime time, are you really going to tell Kylo to take his helmet off the
I
table?
don't know.
Right.
Maybe because he can.
If your meal's cold, you get heated up with his. We're going in the wrong direction.
I started saying, where are we going?
That's just, we go to Launch Bay. Just immediately, my brain started taking us down Sunset Boulevard. Go over this way. At least we can cut by Brown Derby. I do think the Hollywood Brown Derby Lounge is one of the best spots in any of the parks. Just to take a break, relax, grab something to eat. Like,
Those people are rope dropping it. And you've
oh,
still
the
got 30
bar.
minutes.
Yeah, that might open at
The
10:30.
lounge. No.
Oh, it's at 11.
Unless they open it at 10:30, but according to the sign.
Yeah. All right. Now, as you walk into here, I can picture this being Monsters Inc.
Yeah, but what about the Little Mermaid?
They're putting in a brand new show. They're not
I
going to
know.
touch that.
I know.
So but
how
then you
is
have
that?
because you have a perfect block. You block. This doesn't even have to be all plastered with stuff. These can stay as is. They look like studio buildings, and then boom, right in here. You could probably even keep most of this as the queue, part of the Launch Bay. Like as we go to walk inside Launch Bay, there's so much space back here. Plus you got all the offices behind it. Plus you could still look at that entryway and outryway. Is that a word?
Yes, because I think you looked it up.
No, I was saying outroduction. That was a word.
Oh.
But you have where you Fancy Nancy. Yeah.
Vamparina.
You want to meet Fancy Nancy?
And
Vampirina and Pluto down here still. You got this for the kids. Look at that. You keep this entire inch off. If you just keep this as the building as the facade and you blew out everything behind it, this walks you straight down. If you have to, you can even put stuff on the side of the buildings here. You could even turn these into Monsters Inc. meet and greets almost.
Yeah, there's the dance party
Yeah.
back through there.
We still got to do that.
Oh, and then here you can meet these people.
Yeah. Hello. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Remember there used to be the show in here?
Yeah.
All about Star Wars.
Yeah.
That hadn't been around in forever.
And then you
Nobody's
have
going through
all
all this.
this.
This is even built for queue already. This whole thing right here doesn't even have to go anywhere. Here's your entire queue. You come right into the doors coaster, and that whole thing walking in can be all your little
Where's your
entryway.
out?
Well,
To
you
walk
could,
back out?
if you're going to take it to the left with the show building, you could have an exit on the other side of the show building that takes you back to where Roundup Rodeo is. That's where you end up, is where Roundup Rodeo is. So you can enter around that area into Toy Story Land. So you have your main entrance here, you have your other one going right into Toy Story Land.
Okay.
And then whether you keep this or not, and this is, I mean,
What would you do? Like,
I don't know where you put this. It's the
so
problem
what do you do
because
with this?
we put it in Disney Springs, honestly. You could put all this stuff in Disney Springs, or it goes to the archives. And this is a great area. First of all, nobody knows it's here. You only come here really to meet the characters.
Right. And then where are you putting the characters? In Galaxy's Edge?
I wish if they would just break the storyline, just break the freaking storyline they're trying to keep with that too and all, and do it. I mean, there's still people in here. I don't even know if you have the Jawas walking around or anything anymore. Yeah, so you have Darth, you got
Darth
Kylo.
for 25.
Or no, you got Chewie. Kylo is the Disney
Chewie's
Visa
100.
meet and greet, I believe. And then you got BB-8. And then you've got all these props.
Yeah.
You may have the high ground, but I have the answers. that you are seeking.
I bet. We don't have any questions.
I think your question is, do you want a hug or do you want to be in fear?
Yeah, right.
See? I do. Thanks for following the arrow, my friend. Thank you.
Oh, sorry.
That's really cool. Did you go to the Halloween bash or something?
Remember when they had when we did the fireworks party, when they had it for the Star Wars
They sure did.
and the Galactic whatever party, fireworks
that
party,
was
and this was all lined up in here with the food and the drink and everything.
So, I mean,
That's when we got the AT-AT popcorn bucket. And remember, we took all the we took cookies and filled it.
Yes,
we
we
filled
did.
the AT with the with all the cookies that we got from here. Do you want to see BB-8? Let's do
It's
it.
only 10 minutes.
Yeah, let's do it. Even if you kept this as a new meet and greet area for monsters, this could all become monsters, all of this. You don't have to tear a single thing down. You go beyond it where they have the offices, that's what you start to either tear down or convert for the bonus cups. I think they lied. This is not going to be 10 minutes. It's going to be like 2.
I find something in your group.
2.
Right there for me.
Thank you.
Thank you. They just need to announce something soon though to keep everybody from guessing and armchair imagineering like I'm doing. You got to admit this is pretty well built for all of this though, especially as you walk through it.
Yep.
When you're not just looking at space on a map from the air.
Right. And I agree with you. Like, I think this would be your better option in my opinion. But I am nobody.
Me.
Like, I don't even have a building imaginariness.
But you can imagine it here, can't you?
Yeah.
Walking into that courtyard between Little Mermaid, between Disney dance and play.
Yep.
You can put Mike and Sully in here. You can put
Well, you've got
you
Sully
got
now.
Roz. You walk in, you got Roz at the front desk.
But what's behind that down there? Where friend zone is and all of that. What is that?
That basically backs up into the berm and cast member drive-throughs that separate Toy Story Land and Galaxy's Edge.
So they can't do anything down there.
You don't have the space in there.
Okay.
You keep that as the random Pixar meet and greets with Edna. You got Frozone down there. No, you can bring Sully over here. You could still have Edna down there. You can have Frozone. It could be all Incredibles still, like a mini little Incredibles. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's probably been a decade since we've come in here too, you know? I remember last time meeting BB-8.
Kids,
Yeah, but I remember it.
Yeah.
But it's been a while.
It's good you're here.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if it's been 10 years.
Probably not that long. I think we were actually staying at Flamingo Crossing one of the first times. Because remember you walked in there and they had the BB units. And I feel like I remember seeing one there and then coming here and actually meeting BB-8.
He says, welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
Would you like to go a little bit closer?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, go up the yellow.
Oh, okay.
Give him a hug.
Aw.
There we go. So you don't see a gap, you know?
Yes, perfect. Oh, that's a great one. Yes.
With Jesus.
Perfect. It was good. Yes. You see it, babe? Thank
That
you
was
so
quick,
much.
But thank you. Bye, BB-8.
Bye, BB-8.
Disappear, you see that?
Yes.
BB-8 was
That's the
messing with
magic.
it. Oh yeah, there was a store back over here.
And if you don't, it's still funny because even though
what's over here?
even though it's a robot,
Oh, that's still the same thing.
yeah, even though it's a robot, I feel like you still have awkward interactions.
Awkward?
He's just beeping at you. You don't know how to respond. I'm glad she told us what he was saying. Even if they don't blow this out for Monsters Inc. and they put it in Muppets Courtyard, do something with all this. There's so much over here. I think this will be it. Calling it now. I'm saying it right now. Huh?
Is that a parking garage back there? Do you
Yeah.
see it?
Yeah, that's gonna all be cast member. All this back here is office and backstage. I'm calling it now. This is it. This is where they put it.
Okay. You were right about a lot of things, I feel like.
Not really.
Oh, because
I
there
was
was.
gonna say, I don't even think that's open anymore, is it?
Right. So then.
No. Yeah, I mean, you got everything is here.
Like, you mean
This would be perfect for it. So we'll see.
there's bathrooms.
What would you put at Hollywood Studios that's missing if now that we're getting Monsters Inc? We've got Star Wars, we've got Toy Story, we've got. Would you ever replace Tower of Terror with Mission Breakout? Or do you want Tower of Terror to stay?
I mean, we already have Guardians of the Galaxy over at.
I agree. I don't want it to stay. I want to keep Tower of
I
Terror.
would, yeah.
Like I was saying before, I know that the ride system is slightly different because out west
maybe
you don't go through
Incredibles.
Everything. Incredible stuff
Like,
would be good.
add that down over by the Pixar area.
Yeah.
Like,
more Incredibles would be good in here, and I'm not even a big Incredibles fan, but
yeah.
we'll go walk through shops, and then we'll look at lunch or whatever. I mean, in reality, I wish that they would just expand and not replace here, but they're replacing. Only expansion
And
we're
how do you
truly
know
getting
this?
is Magic Kingdom.
Because
they're
it
not.
said?
They're just there's just not enough space for one. But they're not keeping one of these.
Right.
Muppets or Launch Bay. Oh, do you want to go ahead and just walk down and we'll grab the Tower of Terror cookie? Because we can just take it to go. We're not going to eat it now or
Yeah.
anything. Yeah, let's head down and do the Tower of Terror cookie. All right, you got to live in an attraction.
Oh, yeah.
Hollywood Tower
yeah.
Hotel.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep, that's exactly.
How cool would that actually be?
Kind of what I was thinking.
Even being a little freaky and creepy, like.
Yeah.
I mean, being able to just stay and live within Galaxy's Edge or like the Millennium Falcon would be pretty cool, but yeah, Hollywood Tower. I still just think that would be the coolest is to build that.
That or Toy
adjacent-
Story Land.
Toy Story Land would
And
be
then
fun.
I would stay in, obviously, inside of Mania and like sleep.
I want a real Hollywood Tower hotel. You could stay in.
I mean, that would be like change the Star Cruiser to that, but that's just and just build up.
Oh, heck yeah. I mean, that's the whole thing with the Star Cruiser is I just can't imagine them bulldozing it, but you can, I don't know what you convert it to. If you just convert it to a deluxe style hotel and you can actually just stay by night and they do away with the storylines and the cosplaying and the LARPing and all.
But it's so much like a cruise ship, so you have probably interior rooms that have no windows
They
and
do not
only
have
one
windows.
door.
Right. Has no windows and one door. That's how you get out. You just go through the door. It's not really hard to find your way.
But still, if there was a fire, you'd be in trouble.
Uh-huh.
Not gonna lie.
They'll do something with it.
I saw that lady.
I think it's down the, they have that, actually I think it's a Joffrey's at the end of the
Oh, there's,
and the
and
tower.
that's another.
And we can walk into the Hollywood
yeah, I want to go
Tower
in there.
Hotel gift shop anyway.
Never know what you'll find in there.
Oh, some of the best stuff. I mean, I really think between that and Memento Mori.
Yeah.
If you could only shop in 2 stores at Disney for the rest of your life, I would pick Memento Mori in Hollywood
that'd
Tower
be
Hotel
hard,
gift
though.
shop. I'm not talking about the stores that have it all. I'm talking about more of the theme-specific stores.
Yeah.
So no Creations, no Discovery Trading Post, no Emporium, right? More of those specific stores. Oh.
Yeah.
And if I had to only pick one, Hollywood Tower Hotel. Then you could also get Nightmare Before Christmas stuff.
Uh-huh.
I wish someone would walk out and be like, you want to ride Rockin' right now? And we could, the street symbols. Or lights, I should say. It's only $40 right now for Tower. That's not bad.
I guess not.
No, I'd love to be able to just ride Rockin' right now because
the last time we did, there was no music.
Music didn't work, and then half of the ride didn't
weird.
work right with the lighting because, oh boy, my mobile order it.
Picture of it.
Oh, really?
So,
Oh, Sally Ears is gonna be sad. We got the last cookie.
not necessarily because he had boxes back there.
Oh, look, in my mind, we got the last cookie.
Okay.
And that makes me happy. Don't you want me to be happy, honey?
Yes, especially after losing 30 minutes of recording.
We did. So, in life. So I have a pro tip for you. I finally understand what I've seen before. Usually for kids, you bring little stickers you have with you, right? And when your little kid goes in to go to the bathroom and they sit on the toilet, you put the sticker over the sensor so it doesn't accidentally flush like it can. Like sometimes it'll just randomly go off in the middle while they're trying to go to the bathroom.
Take it off.
Well, you need to take it off because the thing just flushed about 5 times while I'm sitting there. And it's quite jarring. But if you put the sticker over it, it won't do the sensor. You just have to make sure you take it off before you leave.
That's what I'm saying. People
Right.
won't remember that.
But just make sure you do, because I will be taking stickers in my wallet now.
Are you being serious?
Have you ever sat on one of those toilets when it just goes off randomly?
Yeah.
It almost takes you in. It's about to just suck you down in there. And it's awful.
Sorry, guys. It's a little TMI, but okay.
It splashes. All right, do docking base 7. Boom.
I'm here.
Do it right now?
I'm here.
You want me to do it right this second? We're not there yet. Let's be lying.
But it's not right on the other
Once we
side
get
of
in,
it,
once we
isn't
get, how about when we walk into the market? I do it the same way as Uber, because you don't want it being there and sitting there either. You know what I mean? If literally it's not busy and they go boom, fill it, and all of a sudden it's sitting there, but the time it takes us to get over there, I don't want that either. You know?
Okay. It still cracks me up how people come in and like it's all new to people, you know?
I know. Okay, here's a good question. If you could see anyone land again for the first time, like let's almost just go back to when Pandora opened. If you could see anyone new land again or ride, an experience ride for the first time, what would you do?
You mean even back to lights motor action?
Oh, sure. You know, let's go anything ever. Let's go anything ever. I was talking about specifically ones that have that have opened in the past decade, just say.
Well, I mean, my memory just came up on Facebook about being up at 2 a.m. for this.
Yeah, because this opened 5 years ago. I believe it was August 29th of 2019 is when Galaxy's Edge opened. I would do that. I would experience this again for the first time, but as a whole. First time seeing the Millennium Falcon, first time going into Oga's, first time, obviously it came December, you know, after when Rise of Resistance opened, but like imagine getting to ride Rise of Resistance for the first time every time you ride it. Which would you choose, Cosmic or Rise of Resistance? If you could have, if Will Smith and Agent J and K and whoever from Men in Black came and they did your little flashy thing.
Cosmic.
You would do Cosmic?
I guess. No, probably Rise of Resistance.
I think I'd have to go Rise, just because there's so much. This is spicy. I'm surprised, and the portions is good though. I mean, this is a hearty dish. I know it's $18, but. But that, dude, seriously, beachside, cold fruity beverage of some sort.
That's
what was I saying?
I don't know.
This is mine?
Yeah.
Are you sure? Did you eat 2 whole ones? Or you don't want the rest of this?
No, I ate 2 whole.
No, I thought I would too. Maybe somebody snuck by where we weren't looking and put a half-eaten herb for yucca fry. I wish I could make these at home.
I wish you could too. We've tried.
You wish you had more lettuce now?
This is a little bit, but I tell you what, this is spicy, babe.
Yeah, this is spicy.
So is this.
Mm-hmm. But it's good. Can't find that. That is very hard to find on Disney property. Something that's actually spicy.
But about 2 can get away with it.
Dude. When you get all those bites together, that's so good.
Oh, did you want this bite?
No, you have it. I'm okay with it.
This is really good.
I could almost go with tortillas with this. If they gave you a couple little tortillas, would be good. Like, you got your meat, you got a salsa.
This is a large portion too.
It is.
I'm almost full.
Well, let me take them at home. Again, it just tastes like something you buy, you know, it's on sale like at Publix and you go, oh, that's interesting. It's got mango and pineapple and a hint of chipotle. Let me just buy a jug of it. And this thing was probably
That's kind of sad.
$5.49 maybe for this drink.
Yeah, I didn't look.
Yeah. Again, it's good. It's not $5.49 good, and it's not like you get it in a park good. You just sit at home. This tastes like a breakfast juice, actually.
Okay.
Almost like it could be like Pog's cousin.
I'm full, but I'm like, do I want these?
You have 3 little pieces of tuna left.
All right.
And we can still go walk through the stores on our way out to head home. Like, I still got some rice and corn left. I'm about to stick my face inside of this bowl. Save that for our coffee podcast. What would you, if you had a coffee podcast, what would you name it?
Oh my God, I wouldn't have a coffee podcast.
Let's just say you did. And it wasn't specifically about coffee, but the theme of it.
You would have to know so much if it was
No, you don't have to know about coffee. I'm saying it's a coffee-related podcast in the sense that the theme of it and the scope around it is that you sit down with guests over a cup of coffee and you interview them. You just call
it would have to be something else. But
you can do coffee talk, but I don't know if SNL ever, if they have like the rights to coffee talk when Mike Myers used to do that.
Yeah. No,
Obviously, if my name was Joe, then it would be called The Morning Joe.
The Morning Jeremy?
Yeah.
The Morning Jay?
Yeah, but coffee is a cup of Joe. Why? Where does that come from? Cup of Joe?
I don't know.
I know it's got a background somewhere.
Let's go get into
Walk to an air-conditioned store?
Yep.
I love air conditioning.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever invented it, I would like to shake his hand. Or her hand.
Who?
His or her hand, whoever invented air conditioning.
Oh, I thought you said the name and
No,
then
oh God,
I
don't know.
said
I don't know who finished
his or her, and then I was confused.
I don't know who invented air conditioning. Let's cut down this way though. See Donald and Daisy.
Right.
I thought that's who me.
So good because it's memorable and you feel good.
Oh yeah.
We wake up every morning.
Well, and I've planned things that we're doing.
Yep.
Like
And
in the past, so much. A lot of times, our evenings specifically, we're just determined about where we were going to go and grab a drink, or you know what I mean.
Right.
Even something like that, lunch, it'd almost be getting up in the morning after 3 days of just going at it, going, you know what, let's just go home now. We probably would have never come to Hollywood Studios. You know?
After 3 days like that, probably.
Yeah. It is very nice coming around to it.
Good. So that was our In the Parks recording and talk. You'll have to let us know if you really liked it.
Yes.
Because we could do more of these episodes like this.
Definitely.
I know I had fun.
I had a
hope
blast.
You did. And I want to thank y'all so much again. Again, we wouldn't be where we are without y'all. So truly from the depths of our heart.
Yes.
Thank you. And here's to 700 more.
Yeah, I know. We're, in my mind, this is only going to get better. We learn every single episode we learn. I go back and listen to every episode to learn. We even had a conversation before we hit record on this one on something that was like, you know what, here's something I think we can improve moving forward. And, so as Rhonda mentioned, if you like the idea of these in-park episodes and kind of just, coming to the parks with us, we can look at doing a series of those once a month or something maybe. Just let us know what you would like to hear. And so that was a lot of fun. Again, 700. Good job, Rhonda. I really do look forward to all the many more episodes to come. If you would like all those episodes, of course, hit subscribe. Every Tuesday and Friday, we have brand new episodes. And if you are ready for that next bucket list trip to anywhere in the world, our trusted partner, MEI-Travel, will handle the planning so you can focus on the memories. They offer free vacation planning services and have nearly 20 years of experience creating memorable vacations. You can head to mainstmagic.com/travel for a fee-free, no obligation quote today. And finally, you're already out on the internet, you subscribed, you filled out that form for a free quote with MEI-Travel. We would love if you could please leave us a rating and review.
Because it helps our show grow.
That's all we've got. We'll see you real soon.
Jeremy and Rhonda are more than a little fond of Disney World, so they made this podcast to share it all with you. Reports and resorts, top 10 lists of all sorts, Main Street Magic's bringing it home for you.